Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name is Corey. Glad you're here. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons Spelljammer with all of these lovely people. And before we introduce them, I'd like to thank my patrons scrolling up right-hand corner. If you like what you see here, if you want to participate, join our Patreon. It's very much appreciated. So thank you to our patrons. Let's introduce our casting crew here. Like I said, my name is Corey. I am playing Beetlejuice, an astral elf that loves to whip it good. We have Spike. Spike, introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Spike, and I'm playing Quijos, a Gith Yankee paladin. He has, is all he's in it for the glory, all one of his eyes.
Sarah, introduce yourself and your character.
Hello, I am playing Eudora Jen, and she is a Herongon, which is like a bunny person. And she is very good at like hopping around and getting out of danger and getting into tight places. And she's a fighter and a pirate. We're still a little fuzzy on who she is, so that's kind of an interesting
There's
topic.
so many things you know about her, yet so little we do.
Exactly. She's so
Keith,
complicated.
Keith, tell us about Starwind.
Del Starwind is another astral elf, actually. Former Navy elf gone pirate, and cruising the seven, well, not seven seas, I guess, but cruising the astral sea.
And Brenna, tell us about
I'm
Tinker.
I am playing Tinker, who is a fairy. I completely spaced on my class. Artificer, but she doesn't think of herself as that. She thinks of herself as specifically an inventor, scientist, mechanic, tinkerer. Not necessarily in that order. It depends on the topic and the day.
And of course, our game master Howard. How you doing, Howard?
I'm doing well.
All right.
And I'll be playing everyone else. I am the and the rest, if you know the old Gilligan's Island theme song. And today,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have more?
Oh no. I was just gonna say it's all yours, man. Go.
All
but
right.
I should just shut up. the thing that I usually never do.
The remaining crew of a spacefaring galleon called the Weird Hammer have been trekking across the strange world of vast oceans, poisonous swamps, and red sand deserts. They have finally reached their goal of a ship carrying dangerous cargo that involves energy from the Shadowfell. Now they are working with two malfunctioning autonomes to make this ship space-worthy and get off this nightmare planet before they are attacked by the Neogi that are also trying to get to this ship. And I believe we start with all of you. You have leveled up. Did we cover that last game? I didn't get a chance to rewatch and make notes.
I've leveled up. Yes.
Okay, everyone did level up. Hopefully,
I completely forgot that we were leveling up.
I
What level
knew
are
you
we
would
now?
forget. Man, did I call that?
Yeah, that's on brand. I know.
I'm fired.
Okay.
To be fair, it's been 2 weeks though. That's a long time in my world.
It's a long
yeah,
time.
And
yeah,
it
you
was a
could've-
hectic 2
never
weeks.
mind.
to level up your character.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, but then I decided I didn't want to go there. But Corey did.
No filter. Hashtag no filter.
All right. So, does anyone need help leveling up their character? Do you all? You can, if you want. If you haven't already, you can either roll for your new hit points, or you can take the average +1. It's kind of like the middle. So, like if you have a D8, then you're going to get 5 points. If you have a D10, you're going to get 6 points, plus your con bonus automatically. Or you can roll, take that gamble. You might get
Sometimes you
maxed.
win big.
But I won't let you reroll ones. I'm not that kind of guy. Nice.
Yeah, I confirm. You're not nice at all.
There you go. That's why she dumped me.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm sure it was over D&D stuff.
It was. It so was.
All right.
I suppose I need help, but I don't want to hold up the game. I can do it later in
If
downtime.
anybody needs to roll, go ahead and roll it now. If y'all are just taking the number, go ahead and take the number. You can add to your sheet. If you want, I can look in the book and I can tell you what you get as a level 4 person of your class. You should all be getting
that would be awesome if you don't mind.
An attribute bonus, which means you can either go up by 2 in any one attribute, 1 in 2 attributes, or you can get a feat. And it's up to you to find the feats. I'm not going to recommend any because I don't want to bias you.
I'm sorry. I was trying to load my character sheet while you were saying that. Can you say that just one more time real quick?
You can get either improve your stats or get a feat. Improve is in get +2 to 1 or +1 to 2 or a feat. And some of the feats give you 1 anyway.
1 stat or get a new feat. Is that what you're saying?
Right. You can up your stats or you can get a feat.
I'm going to go with a feat, but I'll grab it at the end of this session because I forgot to do that. So,
well, Sarah, there is a feat that might help you a lot if you want to get the firearms feat, or you might want the crossbow expert since you are a ranged fighter. That's all I'll say, but you can totally do it. Anything else you want to do, I'm just saying that's there and that exists. Either one of those could help you out a lot due to your fighting styles.
Which feat do you mean?
Crossbow expert allows you to fire an extra crossbow, lets you have extra shots, and you ignore the loading feature of crossbows, whereas the firearms feat will let you be more awesome with firearms.
Okay.
Specifically, hang on, I have it somewhere. There it is. It's called Gunner, and it says it's in Tasha's Calder and everything. You get your dex goes up by 1, but can't go over 20. You get proficiency with firearms. You ignore the loading property of firearms, and being within 5 foot of a hostile creature doesn't impose disadvantage. It's very similar to the crossbow feat, except the crossbow one also lets you fire if you have an extra one. If you have a small like hand crossbow loaded, you can like whip it out and shoot someone with that too.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, the gunner feat doesn't give you that, but it gives you all the other bonuses and a dex improvement, which is pretty nice.
All right, I will think on
Since
that.
Hopping around shooting things was kind of your character concept there.
It is. You're not wrong. I will think on that. Thank you.
All right. And with that done, the 2 auto gnomes, and probably, if I not to speak for you, Tinker, but I'm guessing you would have been heavily involved in this, have finished a complete inventory of what you have and what you can build. So this is where you, as the players, are going to make some decisions about what you want your ship to do. Everything from, you can name it, it's your ship now, to what kind of Spelljammer or jammer helm you're going to use. And then on top of that, what kind of features you want, what kind of weaponry and miscellaneous powers or miscellaneous abilities you want your ship to have. So you can't have all of these because they take up space and they require equipment to build. But here are your options. Do you want to start with the forge? I'm sorry, the helms?
Let's. Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
The autonomes will report that there is, and I think you've already actually found this, there is a standard Spelljammer helm within the storage stuff, within the cargo area, because they had the parts to assemble life pods, essentially like escape pods. And one of them was larger and did in fact have a Spelljammer helm on it. The smaller pods basically are big enough that if they were out in space, they would have an air bubble that would protect you. You can steer them, but you're not actually, zipping off into the astral sea and going anywhere amazing, unless something bigger picks you up. So you have a standard Spelljammer helm. You have the Forge Hammer, which is the dwarven one that has actually piloted this, or not piloted, but fueled this ship. And then the autonomes will bring up something that you might not have thought about, but if you did, cool on you. The vehicle attached to you is of Neogi make. If any of you have extensive lore regarding that, I think we've already discussed it. Nobody really knew much about the Neogi. But y'all, when you got closer, were able to tell that the weird insect thing was, in fact, a spider-like ship. They'll tell you that it has from their records, there is likely powered by what is called a life jammer. The good news of this, there's good and bad news. The good news is you have the ability to get this ship up and running and actually leave and travel the astral sea. The bad news is the regular Spelljammer you have is not rated for a ship of this size. It's not big enough to do it alone. The Forge Hammer depends on how many the instructions the autonomes pull up say dwarves, but actually the truth is smiths. The number of people working in it fuels the amount of creates creative power that fuels it. If you only have one or two, that's not going to be enough to power a ship of this size. The life jammer, however, is rated to move a vehicle this big. Now, here's the bad news. A life jammer, even according to the notes that the autonomes pull up, damages the user. In other words, mechanics-wise, you're going to be losing hit points while you drive. But they said that most likely there's a life jammer on that thing. That is an option. The other option that they will throw up is a Forge Hammer requires a separate pilot. In fact, only the Spelljammer helm has the pilot and the person powering it be the same person, where you are flooding it with your own magic and you're the one directing the ship. The Life Jammer is, of course, steered by the Neogi, but they put humans in that thing. They feed it whatever humanoids they can find, not themselves. So what they will suggest is you have two options to fly this thing. You can either get the Life Jammer, or they can try and connect the Spelljammer helm with the Forge Hammer, and then the person that is in the Spelljammer helm needs to be a caster and can steer, but they'll need the extra power from somebody else who is making things within the forge. Preferably at least one person. It got to be at least one person, preferably two. Those are your options to make it fly.
So the ship is too big to just be run by the standard helm.
Right, because it had a full complement of dwarves, including several artisans that worked in this room. After it crashed, you don't know what the dwarves were doing, but after the negative energy started pulling around and becoming a problem and raising some of them as dead people and converting some of them into monsters, you know that there was only one person still working the forge, and you don't know what that person was doing. They could have been just doing minor maintenance, or they might have just been using the forge as a forge. Unfortunately, there's no interior cameras. It's not a thing.
I can fly a standard helm.
All right, you do. For the record, you don't need to be a full caster, but you need to be a caster. But I think you are.
I realize, but some of my training with the Navy included that.
Yeah, druids are full casters.
Yep.
They count. But when I say like half casters, like paladins, can also fly it.
Yes.
But it sounds like no matter which way we go, I'll probably be the beast of burden on this one.
You're already like, strap me into the life jammer. Let's go.
So that life jammer or the hammer. So creativity is a bit nicer than pain. Just that's my 2 cents.
While you mull that over, the autonomes are happy to show you the list of equipment they can equip this thing with, and also what it's currently equipped with.
Okay.
And so let me get past the scary options here with the jammers. So currently it is equipped with a piercing ram. The front of the ship, and you're actually kind of familiar with this because one ran through the last ship you were in. Basically it's a piercing weapon rated to harm gargantuan creatures. Not that you can't hit a regular creature with it, but it's actually pretty hard. The difficulty gets weird when you go downsize. So if you try to hit like a person with it, good luck. But the damage on it is 16d10. The bad news is when using a piercing ram, the ship will take half as much damage and come to a dead stop. If you miss, you would deal no damage. The target moves in the nearest unoccupied space that isn't your path, and you can keep moving if you have any movement left. So, in other words, you're trying to pierce things. Literally, you're just trying to ram them. It does an incredible amount of damage. It doesn't do your hull any good, but it most likely will take out whatever you're attacking. That is currently on the thing. It needs some slight repair, but they have the equipment to repair it. Or there's another option. Currently in storage, you have a giant cannon. Also rated to attack gargantuan creatures. It takes 3 actions to load the enormous cannon and 1 to fire it. Keep in mind, the piercing ram is literally a piloting check by the pilot. The pilot still makes a piloting check to fire this, but there's 3 actions to load it, and then 1 to fire it, and that is because it's cannonball that you're loading. The good news is you don't take any damage when you use it. Bad news is you can only do it once every 4 rounds. It's a ranged weapon attack, and it also does 16d10, but bludgeoning instead of piercing. I didn't come up with these numbers. Believe it or not, these are actually in the new Spelljammer book. And I was just like, wow, that's an amazing amount of damage.
Yeah.
But again, that's not, if you want to kill a dude, it's much harder to do.
Yeah.
But if he's in a boat.
But if you do hit him, it's a very thorough attack.
He's a paste after that. Because even if you're a level 20 guy, if you get hit with 16d10, that's unhealthy.
That's insane.
Well, it's an average of 88 hit points. So I guess if you're level 20, you'll probably be all right.
Depends on what class you are.
Yeah. Sorry, wizard.
Not for round after round, you won't.
Although hitting a wizard would be hard because he'd be like, shield. All right. So you also have 2 standard cannons, which are similar. They only take 2 actions to load, 1 action to fire. They only do 8d10. But again, that's every 3 rounds. But you have 2 of them that you can assemble. And then you have 2 ballista. I should also mention there's a crew requirement on these. They can rig it because the autonomes are used to automation. They can rig it so that they can help, or they can using up more equipment, rig up basically the Tinker Gnome. Or I'm sorry, you're not a Tinker Gnome. You are a Tinker, but not a Tinker Gnome. But basically, imagine what a Tinker Gnome makes. All the strange, way over geared contraptions. I think half the gears are useless, but the Tinker Gnome insists they're a part of it. They can rig up contraptions like that. Will automate half of it and lower your crew amount, but will use up some of the equipment you got here. Lowering the cannon crew. The giant cannon crew can be lowered by 1 from 4 to 3. The regular cannons can be lowered from 2 to 1. Ballista from 3 to 2. Ballista, 1 to load, 1 to aim, and 1 to fire. And also they do 3d10 piercing, but they have a better hit chance than the cannons. And let's see, I told you about the piercing ram. Oh, docking ram. They tell you about a docking ram. A docking ram is not like the other rams. The docking ram, they will point out, is on the Neogi ship. It's how the Neogi ship docked with them. Essentially, when you look at it, you can actually go down to the back of the ship and they'll show you where it's pierced into the ship. It looks like a piece of a bug. Bug's exoskeleton that has been rammed through the ship. And then they'll explain that while it may be made of whatever it's made of, they can attach it to the ship and it will give you the ability to hit another ship. And instead of destroying that ship, it'll do some damage to the ship, but also create a hold on it that allows you to go in the hole you made. Which is what there are also several dead Neogi back there that I think at this point you're aware that they were electrified because the autonomes were electrifying the Neogi to keep them out. So that docking ram, they'll tell you that they can get it, although you will have to leave the ship, go to the Neogi ship, and disassemble it from the other side. Are
the Neogi still a potential threat? Like, are Are
no
they
one
still
has
trying
checked to see if there are any Neogi currently in that Neogi ship.
I think that's the kind of thing we should probably know about.
Yeah, that
Probably.
does seem wise.
Besides which, if we were to decide to take their life jammer helm and make use of it, we'd have to find out anyway. Not that I'm advocating for that, because that's actually just really bad idea. But
All right, there are a few other things that they can equip on this thing. They can give you an anchor. Anchor is currently equipped, and it is essentially, you know what an anchor is from a regular ship. The idea is when you use the anchor, it's going to give you advantage on certain piloting checks to perform, basically to not be moved against your will. You can keep the ship where you need it to be. They can exchange the anchor for a grappling hook, but the grappling hook that they point out to you is probably also going to be on the Neogi ship. But they'll describe it, and essentially, well, it'll help you where the pilot is in different forms of maneuvers, mostly with basically everything from picking up debris to trying to make contact with other ships without using the docking ram. They can make one escape craft that is large enough to hold just the crew, which, you guys. It is a small size ship, and it would be using the Spelljammer helm that is currently on it, that should be on it, but it's not currently assembled. They can also make 3 escape craft that have no spelljamming power. In other words, they can float in space, and you can breathe in them, and there's food, and you can steer them, but it'll take you a while to get anywhere. So you really have to rethink what you're doing with them.
right.
But they're great in an emergency if you think someone else is coming. And if anyone has the sending spell, you could call people and be like, hey, this is where I am, and I'm in a craft that I've got like 2 days. You should be here. All right. And then beyond the escape craft, I think that's everything that you can use. So
you said the large escape craft, that's the size of a small ship?
Right. That it's a small rated ship, which is why the spelljamming helm can work on it, but it's not a large ship. So the spelljamming helm can't work by itself on it.
How small of a ship are we talking about here?
Well, you were in a galleon, and you look at this, and the autonomes will describe it, and you would guess that it might be about the 4th the size of that thing. Okay. And it will take up almost all your storage space as a place for it to be docked inside your ship.
Well,
pardon me.
I was wondering about just using it instead.
You could. You'd be leaving the rest of this treasure trove of stuff, including the very important item you were sent to get, behind.
Do any of us know what that is? Because Melina's dead.
You know that it is a portal to the negative plane if it's assembled right.
Oh, it's the portal that they wanted.
Uh-oh.
And it was the Navy that hired us for this, wasn't it?
It was, the Astral Navy. That's all Astral Elves. Or at least the leaders of it are.
Right.
They've hired the other races to do the menial tasks.
Yeah. Always get a freelancer because you got deniability.
Well, that, and when a freelancer dies, it's not like he was an elf.
Deniability and expendability.
Pretty much.
All right, so those are your options. Tell me which ones you got to have, and I'll tell you how much the autonomes will work out what will and won't fit.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
What is the approximate size of the ship?
This ship is it's bigger than the galleon you were on before. Because it can literally hold in its hull a small ship. But it's not a ship that, dozens of fighter craft could come out of, like a Star Destroyer or something.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so
there's one other option. A medical bay can be assembled.
Right.
But you would have to give up one of the current rooms include a kitchen there is a forward deck, which is actually, well, now that you understand how the Forge Hammer works, you understand the pilot was probably in the forward deck, because that's where he would see to steer it, even though he wasn't the one creating the power to make it go.
I guess first I want to put it to the group. Do we want to complete the original mission of giving a portal to the negative, to the Shadowfell or the negative plane or whatever you want to call it, to the elves, to the Elven Navy?
I'm against
First
that
question.
now.
That is how you
Like-
get paid.
Not a safe thing for people to have.
No.
So that's question one. Question two, if we do not want to get it to them, what do we want to do about that? Which gives us sub-question three, do we want to just take the smaller craft as our own rather than trying to jury rig this big thing?
Well, I'm thinking maybe we should destroy the portal, but I don't know if we have the means to do that. Any ideas?
Do I think I can break it?
Well, y'all repaired it after it was broke. So yes.
Like break it so that way it.
Can't be fixed.
Yes, thank you.
Beetlejuice, you got any thoughts on this?
Tinker, make an arcane check.
Well, I think
Arcane check.
I think a portal to the Shadow Realm is a dangerous thing. Destroying it might be the best way to go. Like if we give it to our elven brothers and sisters, and then they use it, and then all hell breaks loose on them. Not that I don't trust them, but mistakes happen.
I don't trust him.
I don't trust him.
I used to work for them. I really don't trust them.
All right. With a 17, Tinker,
Mhm.
you know, because you've seen it broken, you know enough about how it works that you could easily make it so it can't work again. You would imagine to keep it from working, disassemble it first, and after it's disassembled so the power doesn't run through it properly, if you want to stop other people from reassembling it and make it work, you would need to destroy the runes that depict the different locations that it can portal to.
Convenient volcano, anyone?
I was just about to say, Joe and the
That would
volcano.
also probably do it. Or at the very least, even if it's in one piece at the bottom of the volcano that's full of lava, I don't know who's grabbing it.
Or who would think to look there?
Well, anybody that came looking for the ship would
Well, I mean,
consider that.
Shadowfell lava monster was a possibility that we did encounter.
So it's going to have to be disassembled regardless, but the pieces can be scattered through lava and destroyed that way.
Can its power be harnessed? I mean, I know we need a little more strength to get up.
Oomph.
That seems like more of a long-term project. I'm just
Anyone who wants to can make an Arcana check on that one. It helps if you're skilled in Arcana, of course, because you get to add your proficiency. Oh, look at Dell. All right. Dell, it occurs to you immediately that power was harnessing itself when it was open and keeping the portal open. Because you remember being talked about and you remember seeing it. So yes, the power could be harnessed. Tinker, I'm going to say that you knew that information, but at the moment you're distracted.
That and usually her first thought isn't how do I destroy something.
Look, this portal's probably bad news all around. If we use it, it could be used against us one day. I'm just saying.
You're not wrong, man.
It occurs to me that when we first approached the planet, there was another ship much like this that attacked us, and it seemed to have undead and similar vile presence as well. So I'm betting that they also had one of these portals open, and
Did not end well.
yeah, so not really all that keen on this.
Fair point.
It's kind of like using a sword that looks evil before you can figure out whether it's going to mind control you or not to be evil. Not that
Depends
I
on
know
how
anything
good
about
I
that
have
sword
that.
no idea what you're talking about, Beetlejuice. Sounds like a bunch of nonsense to me.
I know.
How common are those things, anyways?
Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm inclined to just take the large shuttlecraft, escape pod, whatever, escape ship, affix the standard helm to it, load what worthwhile treasure we can get onto on there, and take off with that. But I'm rather loath to leave an intact portal behind in so doing.
Oh, rather than going through all your character sheets, if y'all could just tell me who has, I think it was Del, but I'm not sure, who had the highest passive perception?
I think it's actually Eudora has a 15. I've got a 14.
Okay. Well, 14 and 15 are both high enough. So anyone with a 14 or higher, I'll just say, you feel like a slight vibration. It takes you a moment to figure out where it is, and you realize it is from beneath you. Anybody else, like with 10 to 13, what you notice is there's a weird little rumbling. Is that my stomach? What is that? Except for Tinker, because she might be in the air and not even noticing.
You guys will see Eudora hop up, pull her weapons, and be like, "What was that?"
Yeah, I felt it too. Something's underneath us. Does this
Is
ship
it a
have
volcano
a basement?
or is it something else? Something from the machinery?
Processing. We will run a diagnostic, and you see the two autonomes wander over and start looking at things and run a diagnostic. Remember, this is a low-tech world. They are literally checking everything. What's turned on, what's turned off, what could rumble, looking under stuff,
Yeah.
peek their head out the hole in the side of the ship. By the way, there's a hole in the side of the ship, in case anyone's forgotten. They do say they can fix that.
I'm not worried about that. That's a good place to put a cannon.
And people fly this thing into outer space. Right.
Doesn't need to be sealed.
It does not. It's super weird. D&D space makes no sense.
It's magic. That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, if we can imagine somebody taking a pinch of saltpeter and throwing a giant fireball at things, or a dragon flying around, I think Grubbian physics works just as well.
I demand to know why you don't just use an arcane focus like everybody else.
I do, but that's the material component for a fireball. It's a pinch
I'm
of
aware.
saltpeter.
I'm aware. But any of the ones that don't cost money, you can skip.
Yep.
I'm all about skipping.
Yep.
All right. So what are y'all up to?
Well, I want to know what the rumble is.
Oh, okay. Well, you can
So,
investigate yourself if you like,
I'm
or you
gonna
can wait
have
for
to.
the autonomes.
I'm gonna investigate myself as well.
You can
Or
investigate
investigate
with
this.
the autonomes. It'll take longer, but you get advantage. Takes longer because they're very thorough to the point you're like, we've already looked at that. We're done.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, Tinker's doing her own diagnostics because she doesn't necessarily trust the autonomes.
All right.
/ she's not used to them.
Fair enough. Investigation.
I'm gonna I'll investigate with the autonomes.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez. I botched.
And
Terribly.
I will sniff.
That's a
evil.
lot of botching. That is well done, you guys. Okay. You are. It's up to you how patient you truly are, but investigating with the autonomes is tedious. and is probably why you got that low roll. You're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she'd be tearing her hair out.
As for Tinker, who went separate, you look around. The lava is bubbling. You don't know if you look outside the ship. If you look inside the ship, nothing appears disturbed. I mean, you're on a ledge, several hundred feet in the air, or meters, whatever you like to use, and not
She's
sure
a
what would
scientist.
rumble.
She uses meters.
There you go. But that's like a third of the foot number, just so you know.
Yes, but a meter is the same in no matter what country you're in.
Unless you're in the States.
Oh yeah, we actually use our own feet. So like Sarah's foot is smaller than my foot. you gotta really check out our system. It's amazing.
And by amazing, you mean
Made up completely. All right, so you investigate. You don't know what the rumble was. What are y'all up to?
Where something seems to be rumbling below us. Do I sense within 60 feet was it celestial fiend or undead?
Oh, clever. Well, there's no real roll for that, is there? You just know it. Yes, beneath you, something undead is lurking.
Oh my.
I know that.
Do you know if it's
anywhere.
celestial or undead, or you just know there's a thing on your radar? Did
To
I
the end of your
overdo it
next
there?
turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that is, not behind total cover. Sorry, I didn't realize that either.
Oh,
You know
then
that-
you know the
no,
type,
I
though.
lied.
But you do know the type. I have a sense. I smell evil.
are you
Something's
sure
rotting
that's
around
not the
here.
sulfur?
You smell the rotting flesh stench, and then remember this thing is still full of dead dwarves.
Oh yeah.
I lied. You know nothing.
We are surrounded by a volcano, so it's going to smell kind of funny.
There was no brimstone. Didn't come off no stone either.
So my vote is to load the large shuttle or large escape ship with as much usable treasure, whatever, as we can. Mount the standard helm to it. Take apart and destroy the portal, and just GTFO.
Tinker wants to get this bird flying again.
You want the big ship? I mean, it's a big ship, and it would be y'all's own ship.
Well, any ship that we take is going to be our own ship.
True, but one can haul stuff and do pirating, and the other it can get you to where you need to go.
It's
I'm
more
like,
like
do you
an
want the little
Corolla?
Prius, or would you like the Hummer? Come on, man.
As much as nice as the Hummer might be, we need a way to actually drive the blasted thing. And I'm not convinced that we've got that jury rigging something between the forge helm and the standard helm is going to actually do it for what we've got the resources for.
I feel that you have personally affronted someone.
You cast aspersions upon my honor, sir.
Wow, you just blew the mics out.
Sorry,
All the rage.
I actually earned the nickname Clippy in my audio drama from my sound guy because I'm constantly doing that. I'm sorry.
Yes, it's true.
Shush you.
I'm just supporting your words.
He's agreeing with you.
You don't
How
have
dare
to.
he?
If you don't trust Tinker, just use the life jammer. No problem.
Yeah.
It's not Tinker's capabilities that I'm worried about. It's the actual equipment. And the only way I'm going to use a life jammer is if we can slap some Miyagi on
Ooh. Tinker's getting ideas now.
it.
We'll just feed it and take care of it between trips. It'll be fine.
Which
It's
I'm
a
not
night's rest and
wholly
he's busy.
opposed to in the short term.
Well, now she's more like going, can we um, jerry rig the Nyogi bits onto this one.
There's also a possibility that Yogis have other treasures on there. You've only been told what is standard on a Yogi ship.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to explore that ship as well and see what they've got that's worthwhile.
Also standard on a Yogi ship, Yogi.
I know.
Funny how that happens.
We're gonna have to upgrade it with some aftermarket stuff.
I mean, the thought went through my head of just taking their ship.
I like the idea of combining all the ships, and you'll have like this giant like brick with bug wings just going through the air.
Sure.
Spider legs. It'll be amazing.
I mean, kind of more long term, whatever we take from here, I want to kind of trade into a bit more of a regular, easier to use ship that's a little bit less unwieldy. But
Welcome to Big Al's Huge Spelljammers. Now we need to talk about your trade-in. A lot of this stuff does not look. We're gonna say standard.
This is what we call here a Frankenstein model.
yeah,
Does your ship have a proboscis? Where there should not be a proboscis. I'm just saying. What is a docking ram? We need to talk about that.
Why is there a tentacle?
kicks and giggles.
Because that looked cool. That would totally be a Tinker thing.
All it does is flap in the wind, baby. All right. So y'all decide what you're doing next. This is all on you guys.
So,
That rumble is about to come and bite us in the ass. I'm sure of it.
What? I really don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
The autonomes are on it.
Starwind
Are they?
and Tinker are arguing at completely different ends of the spectrum on approaches.
The autonomes are ensuring that the rumble did not come from the kitchen.
I tell them to check down below. It came from below. They should check below.
All right. They will, they say compliance and they start heading that way.
Hey, is that a heavy cannon? Is that on the ship that we're on?
Yeah, it is currently not mounted. It's in storage because the piercing ram is mounted.
But we have a nice hole in the side of the ship now that we could put it in.
Well, if you want to fire sideways.
Where is the Yogi ship in relation to us?
I think aft. Is that backwards? Is that behind
Yes.
you? Yeah.
Yeah, aft is for after. So yes,
So you
the
just
back end.
just mount it and blow the Yogi ship off you. I kind of like this idea. It's fun.
It's fun, but I want to make sure there's no goodies in there first.
You mount it and you get ready. If the Yogi come for you, I'll just run back to the ship and go, boom, bees. Take that. They're not bees, they're spiders.
Because I feel like if we try to do this quickly and just get the smaller ship, then we'll get out of here faster, but we won't be traveling at a very fast rate. So, it's not a sprint. It's a marathon. I think we need to put the time in here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get rid of some of these dwarf bodies. I'll be back.
Start.
Yeah, they're no
clearing
good for the life jammer.
Yeah. Start tossing them out into the lava.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
Oh, what a relief it is.
That's going to smell great.
All right. Dwarf bodies are gone. There is a smell, but it has to waft up quite a distance, so it's a little dispersed by the time it gets up to y'all. It's somewhere between, death and bacon.
I was going to say pork roast.
Long pig.
Well, they're dwarves,
No, they're
so not
dwarves.
quite so long.
We're on the same page there.
So short ribs.
Hey,
Yes.
Oh dear.
Rib Fest.
Long pig is one of those weird pieces of esoteric knowledge that I always love to share.
Yeah.
And if the viewers at home don't know what it is, feel free to look it up.
Because who doesn't like to talk about cannibalism, right? I mean, isn't everybody into that?
I mean, whenever, pirates and being stranded comes up, it's inevitable.
It is.
Sooner or later, people are going to go down or party, right?
Or at least, talk about it.
It's a real albatross.
down the neck.
Oh, he is a dad. All right. So, what, other than toss the buds,
Which
you up
will
to?
actually take a fair bit of time, but we can be doing that while we were talking about some of the other plans, and while the autonomes are investigating the.
The autonomes will report back that they found nothing underneath the ship. And they will also tell you the exact number of millimeters between the ship and the ground. Because the ground is not perfectly flat, whereas the ship is. Well, mostly.
So they went outside the ship and looked underneath it. Did they actually just look below decks?
Then this thing doesn't really have a below decks.
It's all one deck?
It's all one deck. It's like a big flying brick with a pointy end on the front because it has the piercing ram.
That is such a dwarven design.
Ain't it? Yeah.
Okay, then.
Actually, some of the dwarven ships look pretty nice, but their cargo ship is designed for cargo, and cargo is often in square boxes. So a big rectangular brick is a good thing to store square boxes in. It's big brain time.
Utility doesn't mean it has to be ugly. Where's your sense of ingenuity?
In the forge.
Okay, I didn't realize that it was all a single decked ship. I figured there were at least two decks.
Oh. Well, if they had not been just two broken autonomes, they probably would have understood you and explained that.
Tinker, have you been working on trying to get propulsion going for this
I'm assuming so, yeah.
giant barge? Okay.
I mean, unless I've said something previously that leads us to another conclusion, but I
Not
don't
that I
think
remember.
so.
No, I don't think so.
But yeah.
If you were going to go with the idea of merging the forge with the Spelljammer helm to get to fly it, that'd be an arcane check to figure out how to combine the two different types of energies. Essentially, you need the forge to funnel its energy while it's being used into the Spelljammer helm, which, as it turns out, you'll find that what normally happens is there's a hammer that is carried by the person that is the pilot as he goes out there, and as he's holding the hammer, he will direct the ship by pointing, almost like a conductor with a wand.
Ooh. I like this method. Would that be something that I could actually,
Yeah, that's the and you could is a 5th level spell to create your own Spelljammer helm, but these two helms already exist. So I'm going to say it's a much easier thing to just learn how to hotwire them together, which is really your goal.
Awesome.
The easiest way would probably be to have one person who is attuned to both items. But that would require one person in the forge and the other person to be on deck waving the hammer. So the question is, where do you imagine you being? Because I know that you are the person who can work the forge. Can anyone else work the forge? And we know several people here can use the Spelljammer.
Yeah, I can use the standard helm. But
You don't need to be attuned to the forge to work the forge and give it power. You do need to be attuned to it to wave the hammer around and fly the ship.
I want to wave the hammer around and fly the ship.
Sorry, that's just how it works.
Well, with my astral, was it astral proficiency?
Mhm.
Where I can change. With going up to level 4, I'm gonna change over to Smith's tools as I'm helping with the ship. But I'm gonna keep animal handling as my skill, so I can wield a hammer.
You essentially, that would be if you can pick as a skill. Are you allowed to pick artisan tools like forge?
Yes.
Like, okay, then yeah, you absolutely can do that.
Yeah, I can do that too, and so can Keith. We can change our proficiencies.
Well, in that case, you could in
morning.
theory beg all them to get their asses in the forge if you want to be the one steering. I don't know how they feel about Tinker steering. But you are the one who used the arcane to figure out that essentially the easiest way to do this would be to have one person who is merged with both, and that person become the conduit to make the two things work, which means other people will be working the forge. And you can share that as you like. You can tell them that the only way it will work is if they go down there and do that. That's on you.
She would not, because it wouldn't occur to her to lie when it comes to explaining how technology and magic things work. So...
here's a question. Maybe Tinker can answer it. If we disassemble this portal, can some of the individual pieces, individual runes, be used as a power source through the Forge Helm to help boost?
You want to know if you can boost it with the portal?
Yeah.
The disassembled portal.
Oh, you made a 20 earlier, right? All right. So the thing is, what was the extra power from the portal wasn't the portal itself. It was because that one rune meant that the portal had opened to that lake of shadow energy. And when the portal is set to that location and the energy is flowing in, that is what was powering the portal to stay open. And it was also what was probably created the shadow tainted lava creature, and probably why dead people were standing up.
Wait, we only had it open to the one to the Shadow Realm. Is it able to open to other places?
All the locations were in the Shadowfell. Only one was in that lake.
Oh, okay.
The others, there was one of them went to a city that y'all knew the name of, even though none of you had been there. Most of the names y'all didn't recognize.
Okay, but everything was in the Shadow.
Right, all in the Shadowfell.
Okay.
You don't know for sure if that. You imagine that it wasn't supposed to bring the lake energy, the negative energy in, but remember it was broken at the bottom after it had opened, and then the lake was flowing in, and that was what that energy was keeping it open.
Right.
You don't think that it was normally meant to work quite like that.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why we're like, let's not keep it, because that stuff can happen.
Let's just open to take the magical energy of it and channel that into as a fuel source. Not.
However, with the negative energy as a fuel source, you might have undead problems or the other things from the negative energy. That it was the negative energy that was creating the undead and the negative elemental.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's why your ship is currently haunted. Like, totally. Everyone seen Event Horizon? That's a great film. Classic cinema.
Nice, relaxing movie.
I called it Hellraiser in Space all the way up until they made Hellraiser in Space.
Wait, they...
Yeah, that was like Hellraiser 10 or something. They're in space now for some reason.
That'd be why.
There are like that many, but that one was actually a lot earlier on.
I know they made
5 or 6.
one of the Friday the 13th, I think, was in space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how confused Jason is.
I'm all I had perked up because Hellraiser's my favorite franchise, although it really went downhill later on. I could see why, certain people didn't want to be associated with it anymore, like Doug Bradley or Clive Barker. They were like, no, this has nothing to do with us anymore.
So are you excited about the latest one then, or hesitantly optimistic?
I'm actually excited about it because Clive Barker is actually behind that one. So I feel like it'll go back to more of like it was in the beginning when he still had creative control of it. At least I hope so. It's when he lost creative control that everything started to go downhill, and they were just turning out movies so that they could keep the rights, because legally if they didn't produce a movie over a couple of years, they lost the rights. So they just threw junk out there.
You could say everything went to hell.
You could say that.
And Jesus
anyway,
wept.
I digress. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he does that all the time. So
horror movies are a hobby of mine, but totally off topic.
All right. Oh, sorry. There's a dog over here who's adorable, but this breath is killing me.
Does Sarah's dog just live with you permanently now?
Sarah's cat does. This is my girlfriend's dog.
Oh, okay, that's right. I knew you were like pet sitting for your stepdaughter at one point.
Yeah, I don't think that she's going to pick him up at this point. I think I'm screwed.
You probably just have another cat, right?
He's nicer than my cat.
That's not hard. Your cat's freaking mean.
Not to me.
Just to anyone else who dares to enter your apartment.
Well, that's what you get for entering my apartment. Die.
Invited me. Damn.
Anyway, so as y'all are pondering things,
another rumble.
You feel another slight rumble, but for those that were able to pick up on it, you're still hearing it or feeling it. For those that didn't have a 14 or better, if you're informed, otherwise, hey, that rumble in your stomach is getting pretty massive. You should probably eat.
does it feel like it's the ground shaking, or does it feel like it's just the ship?
Since you've been investigating, I will give you that it doesn't. Well, your investigating rolls are so bad, though. I just remember, like, oh yeah, no, that was awful. I'll give you that. It feels like it's coming from the ground, but like either the floor, or you're not sure if it's the ship, if the ledge is unstable, or if there's something in the ship vibrating. You're not sure what it is, because
all right,
the dice gods don't like you.
Well,
Howard, I did mention that I had pulled my weapons, so my next move would probably be to like try to figure out what's going on, look and see if there's someone who's about to attack us.
She attacks the ship. Take that.
I want to.
Not quite, but I am trying to figure out where the sound's coming from and if there's someone trying to like
I'll make an investigation.
ambush us, basically, because that's pretty much fighter thinking. Is someone trying to ambush us? Is somebody going to jump us? Do I need to pull my weapons out and
You are welcome to investigate.
While she's doing that, I wanted to see if I can check out the Neoga spider ship.
Okay. Sarah, roll investigation, and are you just going to go outside the ship and there is areas
attached,
of the ledge,
right?
Huh?
I mean, they're pretty much attached to us, right?
They are. I was going to say the ledge that this ship is on, there are areas where there is ship and no actual like rock ledge outcropping on the side. You can walk across the top of your ship though to the Neogi ship.
Right.
I know Tinker can fly. I don't think anybody else has that particular power at the moment. Oh well, you can turn into
Well,
flying
I
things.
rolled pretty crap too, so I guess none of
Well,
us really
you did
noticed
roll.
anything.
You exceeded 10, which is a first for this group.
It's still a crap roll.
It's not the best. The vibration you think is coming from the rock, not the ship. The ship is on a
Really?
rocky ledge outcropping from the mountain.
Okay, in that case, I will actually share that information and go. Do you guys think we should be concerned that this rock is vibrating?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're working on trying to get a way to get this ship to move. So
So, does anyone go with you, Dell, or are you just going by yourself?
I'm letting them know that this is what I'm doing. I'm inviting people to come with me. I encourage Tinker to stay behind with the autonomes to get this work done.
You know what? I'll go with you if you're encouraging us to get someone to go with you. I'll go with you and watch your back.
I'm for totally splitting the party or solo missions into really dangerous territory is the best.
No, I'll watch his back.
All right.
Fine.
Do I have a picture of the Yogi ship that I can put up for you? Let me double check. I think I do. Somewhere.
Over the
I
rainbow.
may have lied. I may not have it. That's a shame. Isn't there a way to look at your objects? Nope. Oh well, I do not. And I'm not going to go through all that to upload it. If anyone wants to know what it looks like, Google it. It's called a night spider.
Yeah, I know what they look like.
Yep, it looks like a big old spider, pretty much, with a giant red butt. And the face of the night spider is pushed into the back of the ship. As you already know, it's proboscis. It has a piece coming out of the face going into the ship, then a set of mandibles around the sides that are latched on to keep the ship from moving, which is basically how they docked. The piece that went in did enough damage to create a hole, and then also hooks in at the bottom to create an additional like support. And you can, if you're inside the ship, walk up that directly into their ship, or you can do what you did, which is across top of your ship, and you're looking at the front of their ship. The where the eyes, multiple eyes are, they're pretty much like multiple port windows, letting the Neogi inside see forward. The many of them are broken. You can there's a larger set towards the front, where you would imagine whoever is piloting sits. That is also shattered. You can your pass is pretty high. There is a lot of dead Neogi inside the ship, but more and everybody will see this that goes. Oh, who didn't go, by the way? Who stayed behind? I heard Tinker. Anyone else?
No one really asked me. I've been very
He said
quiet.
He asked everyone to go.
I did.
You all
He
right?
actively asked us to go.
Yeah, you have to also listen.
I did hear
Overrated.
that, and I spoke up, and everybody shut me down. I was like, okay.
Oh, I didn't hear you speak.
I know.
Okay, so you went with Corey.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
Kios.
I also wanted to like investigate the volcano and do a lot of other stuff, but
I've never heard wave or something next time. I guess I don't know.
I said I would constantly trying to get some attention, and everybody kept talking over me, and I was just like, okay, I'll just be quiet. But it's okay.
Aw.
There seems to be a little bit of an issue with your sound, Corey, I think, because at least to me, it sounds like it's kind of going in and out. So it could be just that we're not hearing you
It
well.
could be. It could be. I don't know. Anyways, I'll go fight Yogi because that sounds like a great plan. Let's do that.
All right, Kios, are you going or staying?
Keyhouse has been helping Tinker out, so I think he
Yep.
probably
All right.
he's
On
with
the
that
upside, if
until
anything
12 notice.
attacks the ship while y'all are away, you have at least one person helping you, Tinker. And 2 autonomes that are broken. You only like attack them, and they will go and like wave their little arms at it. It'll be great. All right. So, anyway, as the 3 of you approach, everyone will see the dead Neogi that are on the hull of the ship. It doesn't look like they died from like sword wounds or any type of fighting. They stink like they've been cooked. And if anyone like recalls, the autonomes had been electrifying the hull as a defense maneuver, so that explains why they didn't get in
And why the birds were dead.
and why the birds were dead.
Remember, I said that might be a trap.
Poor little bird.
I'm a thinker.
Well, you know what though? Those birds did not get in.
I know.
They did not. Well, let's. You said that the docking ram or whatever it was goes into our ship. So
It does.
why don't we go in and follow that up and board the spider ship?
Yep.
All right. As you enter the ship, you'll see that the ones that are inside are also dead. You don't see any living ones like wandering about, at least not yet. It enters like what would be like the lower half of the spider head, which is the front of the ship, the night spider ship, and it looks. Your best guess as a retired naval officer is they probably gather in this area, and after the thing has docked, they rush in across the dock after they've made the connection. So this is where their boarding party waits when they hit. There are 3 dead Neogi there. You're not sure what killed them. Offhand, just from like glancing, you're not sure. But they look dead, like their bodies are collapsed and flung against the sides. I will say that they look like they died off to the sides, or maybe they were pushed out of the way. You're not real sure what exactly happened there, just from that, without making any skill checks. Beyond that, in the boarding party area, you don't see any boxes or treasure or anything to loot, except maybe those Neogi bodies. One of them has one of those white lances. Actually, they all do, but 2 of them are clearly broken.
Right.
One it still looks like it's in one piece.
Okay. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I've got one of those already, for one thing. But okay. Let's I want to go a little deeper in and see what else might be in this ship.
All right.
Kind of crawl around and see what all they've got.
The walls of the ship feel like chitin, like the hard exterior shell of a bug is unpleasant to the touch, and you kind of have to push against it. And when you do, it'll open almost like you ever had like the little locked cabinets where you kind of give them a push and there's a click and then they go.
Yep.
It's kind of like that. You just kind of push on it, you hear a click, and then the doors kind of open wide, and you are into a larger area of the ship. As you go out into this area, you see multiple stations. They have ballista that can fire to the sides, and let's see. You do see the station where there was something you were told was going to be on there, and I got to find it. You see the station where they can fire a grapple from what would be beneath the ship towards kind of backwards. And you realize that this grapple line, the way they use it, they use it for maneuvers where they grapple things and then change their trajectory from behind them, like a spider and webbing. But that you're like, that makes so much more sense, because you're there had to be that moment you're like, why do these spider people have a grapple? What are they grappling? Oh, ew. Oh, I get it now. And of course, like all of their technology, the material used to make it is a thick, hard chitin. It is strong like metal, but it is not metal. It is a very rigid, organic material. The ship itself, as you're going through it, you do see the occasional few more dead Neogi. Does anyone wish to look at anything closer, by the way, as I'm describing stuff? Because I'm giving you a general look of the room. Not if you are doing like what killed this guy, that's a medicine check. If you're investigating the room, that's investigation,
Yeah,
etc.
I want to kind of investigate the room as much as anything, since we're kind
Ditto,
of on.
I'm kind of looking for threats.
I'm looking for treasure, so.
All right, then Dell, you can investigate. If you're like on guard, you will use perception, Eudora. Beetlejuice and Kios, is there any particular skills you'd like to utilize? Or I'm sorry, not Kios, you're not there. Just
Right,
kidding.
not there.
Just Beetlejuice.
I wish I was there.
Yeah,
Kios don't count.
I'm gonna kind of loot the area. I'm not really concerned with what's going on with what happened to these guys. I don't care.
All right. Based on how you loot, it's going to be either investigation or perception.
All right. I'll do perception then.
All right.
I'm investigating for treasure. Like I say, I'm more interested in loot than I am the actual critters.
All right. Sarah, let's see. Sarah, your perception was for threats, and you got an 11.
Yes.
Let me double check something real quick.
I'm more worried about the same thing that killed him jumping out and killing us.
That's fair. Totally fair. And then Dell and then Corey. All right, Dell. I will give you this with that 16. You are going to notice there is towards the back, there is a thing that looks kind of like a stool, like a bar stool style with no back, kind of a rounded top.
You all right?
It stands about 2 meters tall. And there are little grabby like arms on the underside. And while there's nothing currently attached to those arms, there's a pile of mostly broken, but a few solid lances.
Okay.
And there is streaks of that white material the lances are made of running through this otherwise chitinous stool looking thing. So you're thinking maybe this is a rack where they go. But with a 16, I'll also give you, there's a possibility it's a charging station.
Interesting. Well, these things, I figured that these things would have charges to them.
All right. And Beetlejuice, with your role, you get that information. Kios, what are you doing?
So it's not focusing. I'm trying to, I don't know why it won't go back and focus. I want to be distracting. I apologize.
It's like, are we doing to you what we did to Corey? You're like, I'm talking. Pay attention to me.
No, I'll stay fuzzy. I'm not doing anything right now. Sorry.
So,
We're over here like,
is there a way I can figure out if this thing is getting power or where it's getting power?
All right. Yeah, with your critical, you had a crit, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to give you, it's a docking station. It does get power. You look, and with that roll, I will say that you are able to tell that there is something. There is a chitinous, almost like I don't want to say a spine, but like a tube that kind of runs through and provides like nerve endings throughout the ship. This tube runs back to the helm, and your thought is, if someone's in the helm and that's where the power comes from, this thing's probably powered by the Spelljammer. But this thing doesn't use a Spelljammer, and you got a crit. It's powered by the Life Jammer. The Life Jammer is connected to something that connects to this and keeps these things turned on. And the idea that net lasers that shoot negative energy are powered by something that hurts people, it's not all that shocking, actually.
So the question is power running through it right now?
Your guess would be no, unless there's someone currently, alive in the helm, in
That's
the life jammer.
that's the question.
You'd have to go to another room to figure that out.
All right. When people are done investigating and stuff like that, I do say I'm gonna go check out the life jammer. But
I will say that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But that's
the
after,
last part.
That's after they have done. You
Right.
can tell them
Okay.
whatever they've found too.
All right. Also, while looting, anyone looting, the Neogi don't really carry much in the way of coinage. They deal in coinage when they're at spaceports, at neutral spaceports where they're allowed. But they don't normally carry it on them. Although they do like to carry things. Some of them have trinkets or necklaces or wristbands and such. You can collect jewelry worth up to. Hang on. Add a 0. Whatever that says. Boom. 220. It's worth up to 220 gold pieces, jewelry, if y'all want to collect it. You can divide amongst yourselves however you want. If you're trying to keep it secret from each other, make a contested sleight of hand rolls and see who does what.
I mean, I'm willing to share what I find, put it in the group kitty, so.
Meow.
The horrible things they do to kitties.
Aw.
That's what you need to play. We need a tabaxi that we just give all of our money to.
And then it is gone, as is the tabaxi.
We put it in the kitty. That kitty? That's
a
wasn't a
racist
good idea.
stereotype I just put out there.
Right? What's wrong with you guys?
Well, technically, Corey put it out there, but I immediately accused him of stealing, which I think is where Corey was going to go. All right. So, 220 gold pieces worth of jewelry from the Nyogi bodies. And of course, there is this thing. If you want to detach it and try and take it over to your ship, it is not something the Autonomes told you about, but it probably could be hooked up, but you would probably need Tinker's help or the Autonomes just to remove it. Or you can make an Arcana check and hope for the best.
We'll maybe come back for it. Maybe. I want to see what else there is, because if they've got like a cargo hold or a storage hold that has a chest with filled with gold for when they do get to a port, those things are worth looking for.
All right. Y'all go up to the there is an upper deck in this ship. It's a big ship. And in the upper deck area, the forward area is where the pilot sits. And just behind him in that area is where the life jammer is. There is a person in the life jammer. They are not moving and they look fairly desiccated. This is not a healthy bod. As you get close and look it over, one eye opens on the person and they kind of smile at you weird. Is it time to go? I'm ready.
No, mate. It's time for break.
His voice is super raspy. He is like super thin. You're not entirely sure he's a he or a she. Most of the indicators there are, very loose, saggy skin. It's really hard to say what's going on with this creature. You think he was human or they, whatever the kids are saying these days. They are possibly once human.
I go, mate, it's break time. You can leave.
He's as you say that and you're looking at him, he's not strapped in. He's just sitting there.
Okay. He's like, you really want to pilot this ship some more? It looks like it's taking it out of you pretty fierce.
He smiles, his eyes open a little. Yeah. And then he kind of closes his eyes and you think he may have passed out. You're not entirely sure.
Right, we got a live one, everybody. Um,
This guy, at the very least, probably hasn't eaten in a week, unless the Yogi have been stopping by. Like, here you go.
I pull out.
Is Ramush the only one in this room at this point?
It's up to y'all.
Because I was looking around for other stuff.
Well, yeah, but he did
not
too.
sure if I
So I'd
followed.
say y'all are caught up with each other. I know Eudora's following
Okay.
around looking for threats.
I'm gonna grab some water from my water skin and see if he'll take it. They'll take it.
Yeah, actually, he'll drink.
Awesome.
You have to kind of wake him up a little, but once you do and he sees the water, he is willing to drink.
Excellent. Come on, let's get you something to eat back over on back in the
Yeah, I was
break
going to say, let's try and help him out of that chair.
room. Yeah.
Okay. I actually have to make a roll. As you try to coax him out of the chair, and he clearly needs to get out of the chair to survive. He struggles against you like he doesn't want to get out of the chair, but he has absolutely no ability to stop you.
Right.
Like it'd be like like an angry kitten with no claws. No.
Then I think he's coming out of that chair because we're pirates. We're not murderers.
Yeah. Like it's not that he doesn't appear afraid of you. He just doesn't want to get up. But
no, I mean, we're not going to let him stay in the chair because obviously he's going to die if he does. So we're going to pull him out.
all right, yeah, you can pull him out and take him wherever you want. Like I say, he weighs maybe 70 pounds, which is not healthy.
Just a lot.
As I come back out into the main room, I'll say, "Hey, I made a new friend. I'm gonna have Chaos meet him and look him over."
For a
Good
second,
call.
I imagine Beetlejuice
Like a
to
good
put his hand up
idea.
the back of the guy's shirt and be like, "Hi, I'm a new friend."
God, Howard, what's wrong with you?
I'm the
Apparently
spaceship
lots of
pilot!
things.
Yay!
He's not a Muppet, dude.
His hands are up.
That's like straight out of Repo, the genetic opera.
Yeah, like what is wrong with
Or
you?
any other Jim Carrey comedy.
I say, I trust you two to keep salvaging this ship, but I think this guy's a little more important right now.
I
Yeah,
got to
that's
agree.
fine.
I'll
Take him
keep
to
looking around.
safety.
You get him over to our ship there, and
Okay, I'm
See
gonna
what
take
you
him to
can do for
Kios because Kios is
Come
a
on,
paladin
get him
with
outta
healing
here.
magics. Hopefully,
Go ahead.
I know.
All right.
I know Starwind also has healing magics. But yeah, so if you want to do something right now, Starwind with a healing magic, but
I'm actually pretty low on spells. I don't think we got a rest to recuperate spells and stuff after our.
No,
Trip to
y'all
the
y'all
dark.
did rest, and when you woke up, you leveled.
yep,
Oh, we got a full rest.
yeah.
Oh, well, my mistake.
Are you going to cast something on the guy, or is Beal just going to carry him back to the ship, or both? Or
Let me just see what possibilities I even
you get a
have.
D4 healing word. You're wearing an I'm an NPC T-shirt. You're not important.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. He's not worth me dropping a lesser restoration onto. I'm sorry.
Although that would do it. He'd be like, "Oh, I look much more filled out. Look at me. My pecs just rose." Oh,
Well,
nice.
that's what it would take, though. Is a cure spell's not going to fix him.
No, cure wounds won't fix everything, but neither will healing word. But it'll give him a little more oomph to make it safely to the other ship. But you know what? Spelling salts might do it too. You don't know. Can't guarantee. Here, sniff this. You're good. Go.
Heartless over here.
All right. So, Beetlejuice gonna carry that guy over. Did he get any healing or not? Just need to know.
Yeah, I'll throw a cure wounds on him.
All right. So I got Beetlejuice and Eudora inside the Night Spider. Although you don't know the name of it technically. I have Dell and Eudora inside the Night Spider. Beetlejuice in transit back to the other ship. So he's going through the proboscis, or are you going to go out the top and just walk over your ship?
I'll go the way I think is the most safe.
Well, you came in. You can go in the way you came in.
Yeah,
So
that's-
probably the most safe. Just
I
because
figured that would be the best way.
All right, and then I have Kios and Tinker in the other ship, and the dice gods have finally smiled upon me as all this is happening, and y'all are as separated as could be.
Not allowed.
Well,
All right.
that.
Inside, first we'll do inside the ship, the big ship, y'all's ship, or the ship you're, whatever.
the
The
dwarven
brick.
board cube.
Y'all are those in the brick. What is y'all's passive perception? Do either of you have a 14 or higher? Actually, at this point, 13 or higher.
Nope.
Nope, just
Oh.
Tinker.
9, actually.
9. Oh, she is the wisest. All right, awesome.
I had
Oh,
a
no.
20 passive perception before I lost an eye. Now it's just a 10.
That's fair. Totally fair. All right. Well, unfortunately, on the wrong side of your face. There is actually, wait a minute. There is another character sheet I need to look at on that ship. Where are those little assholes? I mean, pardon my language. It's French. I can't help it. Pardon my gif. I imagine they swear a lot, especially the Yankee.
Okay, we're on, yeah.
Oh, no,
fun.
they're not wise either. They are intelligent, but not wise. How weird. We left all of the unwise in the same place.
What could possibly go wrong?
We thought it was a
Not
great
thing.
idea.
How is-
Fine.
All right.
How is Kios not
Um,
wise?
The group of you are able to collectively notice there's another rumble. This ledge is not entirely stable.
That's shocking.
Beetlejuice. What is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 14, sir.
Oh, nice.
I know, I got a good one.
All right. With a 14, I'll let you decide. Do you want to help? Because it's about to happen. Would you like to be more towards the brick or more towards the night spider?
The brick, please.
Brick. All right. Then you notice that with that last rumble, you heard like a sound that sounded like a careful tearing of metal, like it's bending. And that can't be good.
I know.
And
what
it
that
came
is.
with the rumble, like something to do with underneath the ship, and then the tearing of metal combined. It's from where you'd be coming, actually pretty close to in front of you, within I'd say 30 feet. You could in one move be up to it. And just so you're aware, I'm going to hold you there, and then I'm going to describe what's going on for the next people. But that is what you're aware of.
Right.
Dell and Eudora, what are y'all's passives? Dell, you had a 14, right?
Correct.
Eudora?
Let me double check on that. I think, like he said, it's a 15, but let me make sure. Let's see. I'm sorry, I forget where exactly that's at on the character sheet.
Below your attributes on the left side of the front page.
Oh, yes. Okay, so passive wisdom perception, yes, it's a 15. You were right. Good memory.
Okay, great. As the two of you are leaving, because you have basically what you've explored, you entered the head of the spider, which is kind of double level. You went through the bottom of it into the back area where they had the ballista mounts and the mount for that is the recharging station for those lances. You found dead Nyogi kind of on all of that area, although nobody actually really investigated why they were dead, although the bodies were looted. Then you made your way back up following what Beetlejuice told you was a part of the chitin that looked like it was housing possibly nerve endings, which seemed to lead from the back end where the charging station was plugged in to the front end where the Spelljammer, or in this case Life Jammer, would probably be. So you made your way up to the front end, which is the head again on the second level, on the top level. At this point, you were heading into the back again, but on the top level. And from there, you heard steps. Both of you heard it. With your slightly higher perception, Eudora, you'll make out that these steps don't come from humanoid feet, because spidery things making their way across stuff would have the wrong rhythm, but doesn't sound like multiple people. So I'm going to give you that there's something moving in there. It doesn't sound human, whereas Dell only picked up, hey, there's something moving up there. And you're going to say it's at least two people, both of you, or at least two somethings.
I will actively point that out loud then. There's something moving up there and it doesn't sound human. It doesn't sound humanoid at all.
Right.
And at that moment, flipping back to Tinker and Kihos. Actually, we're going to flip to Beetlejuice because y'all are so unperceptive. Beetlejuice. You heard the noise in front of you. You did not hear Eudora yet. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to... So, there's a rumble underneath me. Am I walking across the ramp?
You're on the proboscis ledge. You're about to enter the ship.
The metal is probably bending here, so I better get to inside the dwarven ship as quickly as possible is what I'm going to do.
Okay, yeah. The metal at the back of the ship is bent inward from the damage of this thing that basically it goes in. If I can get the camera to see me again. Stupid camera. There it is. It goes in, and my hands are what's making it disappear. So it goes in, it pushes the metal inward, and then it lays down like a ramp for them to cross. And the bottom of the ramp hooks in as well, so that the dwarven ship, if it tries to pull away, this spike just kind of holds on. So you're walking across a ramp into your dwarven ship. You can step, if you want to run in, you can. You're sure once you are there, you have dark vision, I believe.
Yes.
So you can see it. You see a humanoid figure, not spidery. It has 2 arms, 2 legs. It is pushing the metal of the floor up, which is curling away from you. Its back is to you. It is getting up, is a large hulking figure. And you can tell from behind it, well, you have dark vision. Its body looks chitinous and almost roach-like, but just wrong. Huge, bulky beast as it's coming up.
Right.
And it is bending the metal in front, in front of it.
I get some sugar and water together, and
that'll do it.
Yeah.
I pull out. Want to do that before you become the Edgar suit?
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yes. I'm looking for a cat. I get out my whip. I get out my shield. I take and start taking a step back while I'm yelling out an alarm. Yes.
All right. That is your action. Totally good with that. It is not going to react yet. I will go to Tinker and Kios because you are inside the dwarven ship, which means your yelling will echo through the dwarven ship much better than it will through the night spider. Tinker and Kios, you don't need to roll. Your perceptions are you're not mentally deficient. You can totally hear noises that are meant to be heard. So you totally hear this. You hear Ramesh is yelling out, "Help! You're under attack!" Something to that effect. I don't know what he's yelling. What do you yell? Alarm?
Yeah.
Alarm!
Alarm!
Danger! Alarm! Danger!
Yeah, I will yell out, "Intruder! Creature! Get over here!"
All right. So you definitely hear all that. And then also the autonomes immediately just turn towards the sound and say, "Compliance." And their action is to begin to muddle that way in their little waddly walk way that they have. What do y'all's action can be whatever you want it to be. You have this action to start closing distance, draw weapons, or not.
Yeah, I will use a bonus action to channel divinity for Peerless Athlete. Just kind of feel a little buffer than usual, and I will take that to just go drop whatever it is I'm doing. Hopefully not on Tinker. And
Please do not.
Nice. You need to long jump through this building through this ship towards the bad guys. Just because it's funny to imagine somebody just kind of springing forward. You and Eudora could do that together. It'd be amazing. But unfortunately, you're on different ships.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick, Howard?
Sure.
Now that it's like about to become relevant, do you remember what my hit point die is? It's a 12.
You're a fighter. It's a D10.
Oh, D10. Okay.
Yeah, barbarians
So
are
you said it
D12.
was-
So half of yours is 6 plus your con bonus. If you didn't want to roll it.
Yeah. I'd rather do that. Okay, so that'll be 9 points. Okay. So, 32. Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry. Go ahead with what you were saying.
All right. So Kios and Tinker, y'all can move your movement towards them, which I believe is 30 feet for both of you.
Going
And then-
to set up a trap if I can of grease.
All right. I'll say that you can grab the grease and take it with you, because, or are you going to put it grease between you and them, like set it up here where you are?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Kios takes off running, and you're like greasing it for whoever comes back. But maybe she'll be nice enough to be like, Kios, look out.
Yeah,
As
it'd
he
probably
comes-
be like, WD-40. Wait, K-House.
As a peerless athlete, he comes skating in. Very gracefully.
Should,
All right. Y'all were
should we be
together.
rolling
We'll say you're at the forge. Hang on just a sec, Sarah. You two, Tinker and Chaos, are at the forge. It is 60 feet to close to the back end where Beetlejuice and the monster are. Or, well, the bug man, whatever it is. The hulking bug man, whatever it is. And meanwhile, inside the other ship, Eudora and Dell, you hear the faint cries of Beetlejuice because both of you are really good at hearing stuff. But you're also aware that you're currently in danger because that noise from that is coming towards you. It's up to you if you have opened that door yet between you and them or not.
I think that we're basically just at that moment of having been about to, and so it would be finishing the action to get that door open. I've
Okay.
drawn my sword to.
But because y'all are perceptive, I am saying you heard it before you opened the door. So it's up to you whether you opened it.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like we're gonna have to open the door and deal
All right.
with it. We can't
Yeah.
hide.
Awesome.
We can't
No.
leave it behind us. Can't leave it behind
No,
us.
yeah.
So
we
I've
have
got my
to open
sword
the door and
out,
kill
my
it.
scimitar out.
All
and
right.
Get the door
As
open.
you have opened the door, then you see two Nyogi. They are one of them has one of those lances, but it is currently just on a strap hanging loosely. They are coming at you with their arms outstretched. They don't have human arms, they have all spider legs, but their front ones are outstretched and they are reaching for you. Their faces are coming at you, and you realize that their bodies are heavily damaged. These look like they are no longer amongst the living. You're not immediately sure, but you're pretty sure that that these injuries were probably fatal, as these two Nyogi are charging you.
More Walking Dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
Chop chop.
Yeah, the living
yeah, I'm
Nyogi
gonna-
left the ship.
I'm gonna pull out my bone sword.
All right, we're gonna do y'all's round. Then we're gonna cut to Beetlejuice and Tinker and Kios and do their round. So you have you can prep weapons and we can roll initiative.
Everyone or just them?
Undead and the Yogi go on. +2, 13.
Okay. Everyone can roll initiative or just them?
I mean, if y'all want to, you can. I mean, y'all are going to be in combat too. But I'm starting theirs first. So Sarah's a 9 and Dell is a 20.
Mine always sucks. I
guess
swear.
I'll wait.
I am like
And-
so freaking slow with initiative.
Eudora, not Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's not there. I mean,
And I bet she's glad.
yeah, Sarah's very glad she's not there because Sarah's not good with weapons like Eudora is.
All right.
Sarah would die horribly.
All right. And since it's been rolled, I'll go ahead and add Tinker at 8. But that's a separate section. All right. We got
Okay.
Tinker on there.
I'll go through lower.
Kihos at 18. All right. So, Dell, they are 15 feet away from you, coming down a corridor that is about 10 feet wide.
Step forward and attack with my scimitar.
All right. Unless you have a sweeping motion, you want to get the one on the left or the one on the right?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We'll say the left.
Okay. All right. That will hit, but just barely. All right. So he takes, is that, I guess that's 6 + 3. Does that include your, let's see.
So, I mean, I clicked it there, so.
1d6 plus 2 dex, 4. Okay, so why did it not give you the extra d6? You want to just throw out a
So
d6?
I got a
at it?
3. Well, no, I've got a 3 and just sec here.
I'm trying to tell if
4.
it doubled the dice or not. It
So
says it's rolling 1d6 plus 2.
No, it doubled the dice. It rolled a 3 and a 4.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay. Oh, you know what? I wasn't even looking at the big screen. I was just looking at the little number. All right. Okay. I just saw 6 + 3. But no, okay, then good. You did 9 to the guy on the left. And then do you have a second action, bonus action, anything else you can do?
We'll leave it at that for now.
Okie doke. Then it looks like my undead go next, and you stepped up, and Eudora has not.
Thank you.
So I'm going to hit Dell twice. Well, I'm going to roll for it anyway. The good news for you, Dell, is I attack more zombie style than
Yogi style?
Yogi style.
Yeah.
First
Makes
attack.
sense.
Yeah, well, I'm easy to hit.
I feel like
so.
that's going to be a miss. Is there any chance you lost your legs recently or something, or and are happen to be naked? 'Cause in that case, I think I hit.
I feel like you would have noticed that.
All right.
Yeah.
By the way, they get 2 claw attacks each. That's still gonna be a miss. Then the other one. Does that's a 15 hit you?
Yeah, sadly.
Okay, and the other attack, and that'll also hit.
Yeah.
All right, and now I need to roll damage. It is only a d4 each, +2. So the first attack, 6. Second attack, 4. All right, so you
10
take a total
damage.
of 10, unless you have any damage reduction. But is that even a thing in 5th edition? All right. So yeah, take 6 points as they. I'm sorry, 10
10.
points. 10 points as they claw you up. It looks like it's trying to get closer to you, but it's not really a good grappler because it's got spider legs. But its face is like looming, and there is a just decay smell that is so much worse than whatever you imagine spider breath to be. As a druid, you might actually know what spider breath is like, but this is gross. All right, and then Eudora is your action, and then we're going to cut to the other scene.
Swinging the bone sword two-handed.
Cool. That'll hit. Are you attacking the same one or a new one? They are both attacking Dell, but only one's been damaged.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack the same one.
All right.
How's he doing?
That's very good damage you just rolled there. All right.
Yeah.
You knock off one of his spidery legs. And he looks a little bit like off center, but he is still standing.
All right.
But he doesn't look healthy. Of course, he never did.
He does. Hopefully, he looks a little less active. That's really what I'm going for. Is
and that is Eudora's turn. Now we're going to cut to the other scene.
Okay, I'll roll my.
Let me roll my monster initiative, and Corey goes on 15, or Beetlejuice goes on 15. The monster goes on. Hang on. What is his initiative? His stat block says. Where is it? Why don't I see his initiative here? Hit points, speed.
Should I look it up in my book?
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at this creature. I haven't said his
And
name
its
yet,
dex
although you
bonus.
probably already know.
Just,
Oh, we know what it is.
know what it is.
It's weird. I see armor class, hit points, and speed. I do not see initiative, so I'm just gonna go off his dex, which is +1. So he goes on 16.
Tink is Tink gonna be part of this?
I already rolled initiative.
Oh.
Yeah, they did. So it's Kihos first, then at 16 is me, and then 15 is you, or is Beetlejuice, and then the last one is Tinker. So Kihos, you see before you this creature, because you're looking at its front. Its face is huge, insectoid. It has 2 large eyes and then 2 smaller eyes. It has a huge set of mandibles that almost look like 2 scimitars just coming out of its front of its face, and then a much smaller set of mandibles closer to its mouth. And then 2 little feelery things right in front of its mouth that I don't even know what those are for. It has antenna. It looks like if a roach was on steroids and humanoid is the best way to describe it. It
Beetle Man.
It looks like as it's climbing up onto into the ship, that it definitely is going to be standing like 10 feet tall. This thing is just massive.
Well, I disagree with that. It thinks it's about to climb up onto the ship, and I would like to stop it by using my greatsword.
All right. And that is what it's doing. So you can absolutely stop it from trying to get into the ship. I assume you will close distance and then hit.
That is my intent. Yes, maybe on the grease, like sliding in like Tom Cruise, Ricky Business.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll say Tinker got the grease up. So sure, you just got some grease on your shoes and zoom in.
Oh, it's not an advantage. But 21 to hit.
21 definitely hits.
So I think I will. Why we're here? Let's put a smite on that.
Good idea. Definitely like that.
So it'll be 19 total. 11 of that radiant.
Let me double check, make sure he doesn't. I don't think he has any. Yeah, definitely no resistance to radiant. I don't know of anything that resists radiant. Maybe celestials. They're like, oh, we come from this. All right. So you said 19 total.
Yep.
Cool.
Get
All right.
off my ship.
All right. Cool. He takes a lot of damage just right off the bat. Its head swivels and like with an annoying, like almost like creaky sound. It just is pointed right at you, and it does a little like tilt. All of its eyes are focused on you, and now that you're up close, and I believe you're one of those folks who sees in the dark too.
That is actually not true.
Oh, are you not?
Common misconception about the GIF, but we don't like to correct people usually. But
Okay.
for you, DM, I'll
Much appreciated. I will say you notice nothing off about him. He looks fine, for a big monster bug. All right, and for anyone that doesn't know at this point, it's an Umber Hulk. Is the name of this particular creature. If you want to check the monster manual and have a look at it, although don't look up its stats. That's cheating during the combat.
Well, we got people watching at home.
In theory.
No, seriously.
Oh, do we? Neat.
Yeah, we have a bunch of people here watching. Shout
When
out
it comes to Umber Hulks,
Shout
don't
out to
try this at
Ashley and
home.
Juvie. Thanks for watching.
All right. After the Umber Hulk, that is Beetlejuice.
Oh, excellent. I dropped this guy. Now that he'll be behind me and away from the Umber Hulk.
Oh, I thought you dropped the. I was like, that's awful presumptive. I also automatically dropped the monster. I'm that awesome. No, you took the dude off your back that I totally forgot existed. He's an NPC. That happens.
I run up next to Kios, but like catty corner to Kios, so I'm still like 10 feet away from the creature, but 5 feet away from Kios, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure.
And then I hit him with my whip.
Oh, speaking of forgetting people exist, hang on just a sec. Right after you, the droids go. The autonomes.
Wait, did the creature go? He goes before me.
It goes on 16, doesn't it?
Yeah, he goes one before me.
You know what? I had that. I needed to put this stuff in order. That is my bad. Thank you for your awesome honesty.
My honesty is awesome.
He's at this point, it's while you are moving up to attack him from behind, he's going to be solely focused on Kihos because Kihos is just the radiant kind of guy you want to attack. He looks delicious. So, Kihos, let's see. First, how many attacks do I have? It says multi-attack. 2 with claws, 1 with mandibles. Mandibles. So I will claw bite you, hopefully. Or not hopefully. I don't know how this works. I don't want to kill you, but the monster does. Claw. This is. He brings his claw up and he like gets it caught in the metal that he was trying to maneuver away from him to begin with. And his claw just kind of goes and it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm gonna be nice because I like ones having at least some slight effect. He has to take his other hand and pull the claw out, and then he leans forward and just bites you. He lost his other claw attack. As for his bite, though, holy crap! He's very concerned with how his claw didn't work, and then he looks up at you and is just whiff, total miss. The dice gods just love you. You are beloved. And now, coming up from behind, Beetlejuice, do horrible things to me.
All right.
That's my mating call there.
Like I said,
Beetlejuice, do horrible things to me.
I'm 5 feet from Kios, 10 feet from the creature. I am going to cast a spell called Hunter's Mark upon it.
Which creates the big D&D red arrow kind of bouncing above his head.
Yeah. He's now
or
marked
the
by
World of
me,
Warcraft is what I'm thinking of.
which will do some extra damage if I hit. And then I will hit him with my whip.
Cool.
Or attempt to, at least. 17?
17, I believe, hits. Let me double check. Oh, no, it does not. You whip it. And there, you see that the just kind of bounces off his chitinous armor.
So I guess I need a 13 because it's an 18 to hit. It's a high armor class, but
on the upside, he rolls like crap to attack. Oh, if that continues, you'll be fine.
Since there's no adds to this, that's my only attack. So that's my entire action. Thank you.
Okay, no bonuses, no bonus actions or anything else.
I did a bonus action.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. You hunter's marked. All right. Cool. If he tries to escape, you know where he went. And now the autonomes will walk up and begin like slapping it. It's hilarious because they are not combat creatures and they are complying with what they were told to do.
I see them like burbles.
I can see that. All right, so that's a miss. And that's a miss. They walk up and they go clank, 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 and are harmlessly bouncing off of its thick chitinous leg, thighs, thigh meat, whatever. It's not working, but it is confusing and weird. And next, last but never least, Tinker. You've set up a great grease trap. You can fly forward over the grease and be unimpeded if you'd like to join their combat.
I certainly will. And I am going to. Would I think it would be a smart idea to try and use my crossbow or my hammer?
One is bludgeoning, one is piercing, and this thing is chitinous, so it's easier to imagine piercing it. But
Gotcha.
you don't necessarily know for a fact that it has any resistances or weaknesses to any type of.
Exactly.
You do have that lance, though, as well.
Afraid of hitting friendly.
Kehoe suddenly ages a little. Oh, negative. Oh,
As if, this whole ordeal hasn't aged him enough.
True. All right.
16 minutes.
What would you like to do to the monster?
I try and pew pew with a 16 to hit.
All right. As a 16, the bolts land into the chitinous material. And they're just there. They're like sticking out of him. You don't feel like they penetrated enough to do any real damage. He doesn't seem to even notice at all. Like literally has no idea you did something. All right. Meanwhile, in another combat, Dell, before you, one badly wounded undead Nyogi and one not wounded by you guys, but still not looking healthy, Nyogi. Undead Nyogi. They're there. Which one would you like to attack, or do you have another plan?
I'm going to attack the damaged one, because
plan.
that makes the most sense. Oh, for...
All right.
All right,
You
so...
may describe how you fail.
You say that so gleefully.
I also enjoy watching y'all describe how you hit, because I enjoy the role play of all of it.
So, I swing my scimitar and overbalance and stumble forward. I don't fall prone or anything like that, but in trying to catch myself and grossly missing the Nyogi, I end up jamming my sword or the tip of my scimitar into the deck below, not enough to quite catch it, but certainly enough to keep me from falling over. So,
in your head, you have this thought: you're going to have to resharpen that later. It'll still work. There's no damage minuses to your weapon, but that's not how you've been trained to keep your weapons.
No.
That needs some work. All right, Dell. Do you have a bonus action or anything else you can do this round?
Bonus action, stand back up.
All right. Actually, that's a portion of your movement. But all right.
I didn't actually fall, so
Okay.
To regain his balance, basically.
All right. The fellow that you missed was going to take that opportunity to hit you, or at least it's definitely going to try. He's got 2 whack attacks with his spider limbs.
Those attacks are so whack.
They are whack. I already know that hits you based on what happened last time. Let's see if the other one hits, and then we'll roll the damage. All right. So that's just 1 hit. +2. All right. You get hit for another 5 points of damage. They're gross spidery legs. It's almost like the bristles on it are hard, like almost like, I want to say like a porcupine maybe, but they don't release into you like a porcupine. You're not covered in quills. It's just it hurts as he like forces this thing on you. They can be used to grab, but in this case, he's using it to just rake you, and that is what did the 5 points of damage across your head as you are trying to stand back up. The other one, Eudora, you're attacking from a distance. Oh no, you used the sword.
Yes.
I will make a perception check to notice you because he's very single-minded or semi-minded.
I mean, I am swinging a sword at him, so.
You are, but you didn't actually attack the second one. No one's attacked it, so does it change targets? True. Is my guess. And I'm gonna say you moved enough that he could see you, so therefore he will attack you.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. That's fair.
Friend. I'm assuming that misses you. That's was that 13? Oh no, 12. Did.
Yeah, that misses.
All right. Yeah, they kind of suck. He gets another attack. And that's even worse. So it maneuvers in front of you and waves its big old spidery arms at you, and you're just like slightly turning your body to dodge him. And it's almost like you feel like he's not trying. Then you remember his brain is damaged and no longer working because he's undead. And also he has massive head trauma.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. And then next is you, Eudora.
Well, you know how I love to try to deliver a killing blow, so I'm going to go after the one we've been working on and hope I can knock him out two-handed.
All right. You can kind of, as long as you keep your body kind of semi-facing this guy as you maneuver around, you can still attack the other one without giving an attack of opportunity to this one, because I think your sword has reach, right?
I'm not sure. But I do have that bunny hop feature that keeps me.
Oh, that's right. You can just hop away and it doesn't matter. He can't.
I can just hop away and he can't catch me.
Hop over and have a swipe at the other guy. Go for it.
All right. So that's a 20 to hit.
Yes.
And that does 16 points.
All right. He gets to make a I don't want to be dead save because zombies do that.
Good luck to him. May the odds be ever in his favor, but not really.
Are you sure about that?
Not really.
All right.
It's just fun to say.
That is not enough. You have successfully removed his final hit point.
Good.
He had like 2 or 3 points, I think, and then he had a chance to come back up at 1, but you have removed that chance. You may describe how you lop off stuff or whatever you do to him.
I'm going to say that we've been hacking away at his limbs, but this time I come straight down onto his body and basically cleave him in two.
Okay, gross. His gross
goo everywhere.
Body just comes apart.
Just goo.
Just, not a try. Like you peeled a banana, except, with blood and guts inside.
Right, sure.
And that moves us over to the other combat with Kihos going first.
All right. So still got big buggy boy in front of me.
Yes, he is. Looking mostly healthy. Let's double check. I don't think. Yeah, no, he's. Oh no, that's right. He did take damage earlier. I forgot. You damaged him a lot.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's do that some more. We'll attack him with my greatsword.
All right.
Take off my advantage toggle. I don't think that's going to hit though.
No, it is not. Do you have a bonus action or additional attacks or anything like that?
I make a rude gesture at him. I hope he understands it.
That's not very paladin-y of you.
I'm a Githyanki paladin. We got different rules.
Good point.
They don't have to be lawful good anymore.
It's true. You do not.
There's that.
All right. All right. Yeah. It kind of actually with that level roll, you don't even really clank off of him so much as it raises the arm and you miss as you try to adjust for where his body moved. That is Kihos. Moving next is the Umber Hulk, who doesn't like really people hitting him, and you've done the most damage even though you just now missed. So I think I like you for the attacks.
Aw.
I like you.
He's
Okay.
like, I don't want you to like
Stop.
me.
I'm taking my reaction right now.
Oh, okay. What's your reaction to?
I get an attack of opportunity on the Umber Hulk.
Neat.
I am a
Nice.
sentinel, and Kios is within
Oh, I
5
see.
feet of me.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I was going to ask why. Yeah, that's great. Go for it. Hit me.
Frick! I missed.
All right.
All right, he can take all of his attacks now. Darn it!
Totally worth a shot, though. Let me check
He's got
the bonus on my attack here.
He's got super high AC.
Oof, he does have super high AC. I really meant for y'all to attack him as a group, but everybody went different ways, and I had already had him coming up, and I already had the undead in there, and I was like, should I rearrange the world for this or nah? And I chose nah. So, yeah, that's an 18 to hit you.
18 hits, yes.
Yes. Okay. And damage is for a claw, D8 plus 5. That's right. I didn't actually get to roll damage for the claw last time because I didn't hit anything.
Oh no.
Well, plus 5, take 6. I will minimum you to death. It'll take a while, but it's really annoying. All right, I get another claw and then a bite.
Wait, 2 claws and 1 bite, right?
Right.
What's that,
Yeah,
10?
son of a. Oof. You know what? He gets you, and he expected to miss because he did so bad last time. So he overextends with the other hit because he pulls you in a little, and then he just misses. And now he's just kind of looking around, and he misses with his face, losing his third attack because he rolled a 1 again. Lucky you. So that is all the Umber Hulk can do. After the Umber Hulk is Beetlejuice, then the Auto Gnomes, and
Yep.
Tinker.
All right, let's try this whip again. One of these days, the whip is going to hit.
Where there's a whip,
Oh, yes. Nope, not today.
there's no way. Where
No.
there's a whip, not today.
I really don't have anything else.
The Hunter's Mark doesn't give you a bonus to your hitting.
It only gives bonus to damage.
Oh, just damage. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Cool. Well then, Auto Gnomes will lightly slap him. As no other.
Oh,
orders
wait.
were given.
Can I give an order to the Auto Gnomes?
Yes.
I will say to the Auto Gnomes, please reinforce. Hey, Gnomes, reinforce Kios. So they give him an aid or assist action instead of uselessly
Okay.
attacking him.
The Auto Gnomes will flank Kios. They don't. I mean, they were already all engaged with the same monster, so it really doesn't take much for them to do that, and it wouldn't give the monster any attacks of opportunity. This means that Kios will have advantage because they're flanking him and their attacks are a minor annoyance that will flank him, but they will no longer roll to hit. So that 7, which would have missed anyway, didn't really happen. And then Tinker.
Tinker goes, well, that didn't work great. So she's going to try and use the lance this time.
All right. With a +5 to hit, that is a 15. I'm trying to double check here. There's no. I don't know. I feel like the natural armor is a part of him, but there's nothing in there that says that it, things that would affect you differently by touching you. There's no touch attacks anymore like there was in third
No.
edition.
Yeah.
So it still reflects the magical energy and you still miss, but you can see like it just kind of like bounces off of his chitinous shell armor. Then you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to target like his face maybe or something less armored. It's gonna be harder. You get the idea
Yeah.
that he has a high armor class basically. Do you have any bonus actions or anything else you can do? You want to move anywhere?
No.
All right. That brings us back to Dell. You got one less dead thing to hit. Y'all did hear faintly Beetlejuice yelling, just so you know, but you are engaged in this. And you chose to continue forward. So just so you know, if you end
All
this,
right.
y'all can start running the other way.
Let's see if I've any better. Does a 12 hit the
Let me double
Zom
check.
Spider?
I had it open just a moment. You know what? I accidentally closed it. That is my bad.
The Zombie Yogi.
Zombie yogis. Yeah, pretty much. Zombogies.
And zombie.
We all go to the hockey game and watch the Zombogies.
All right. There. Blah, blah, blah. Where is their armor? I don't see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, that hits, actually.
A 12 does hit. Yay.
Zombies are less agile.
Yes, they are.
I bet they have that thing where they can get back up after death, which is really annoying.
Just a little bit.
Everything bounces. All right. So that's a total of 6 slashing.
That is.
I will mark it off him. -6 from the right Neogi. Oh wait, no, Yanogi first. I was like, I looked at him, and because I marked off 6 hit points in my mind for a second, I felt that was his turn to lose 6 hit points. That's not right.
I'm okay with that.
I'm sure you are. All right, so he's gonna swipe at you because you hit him. Swipe 1, misses. Swipe 2, also misses. He waves at you. Actually, I think that he's going to wave once at you and once at Eudora. Just spread the love around, waving. Eudora, it's your turn.
Alrighty. I'm going
You were
to
waved
swing
at.
right back with him with my sword. Because how dare you?
Maybe he was trying
think
to
this
negotiate
is?
peace with a wave, like a friendly hand gesture.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah. All right.
15 points.
Okay. He looks very wounded. You've got off another one of those excess legs.
Good.
Who needs all these legs?
It's going to be a little harder for him to scramble after us if he's got less legs, isn't it?
All right. And that is y'all's whole combat, I believe. So we're gonna flip over to Quijos.
All right. I'm off with its head until its head is removed. That is what I will do.
Keep sawing.
Yeah, I will use my great saw to
Basically.
make an attack. 24.
That'll hit.
All right. And let's definitely get some more radiant damage going on with another
All right,
smite.
smite me.
It's 17
All
damage
right.
total.
That was a lot. I don't like that at all. There's a reason I keep attacking you, just so you know. It's your own fault. You're asking for this.
All right, watch it now.
No victim blaming.
Exactly.
He's literally done more damage than anyone. Actually, he's done all the damage, so he gets all the hits.
At this point, the Umber Hulk is the victim.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't see that working out.
He just
Yeah.
peeled back the layers and like, hello, can I come in? But he spoke in Umber Hulk, and y'all are like, kill it. Because he's a bug, and y'all are apparently racist. That's how he sees it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Somehow I don't think he was saying, can I just come in and hang out?
Right?
I'm lonely. No one has been around. So anyway, he's going to talk to Quijos real quick, but he's going to talk. He talks with his fists. You know how it is. Here we
Nah,
go.
not really.
We are men of action. Lies do not become us.
I will take
All
my
right.
reaction.
Nice.
That's a miss.
I will take my
Not
reaction.
Well said.
Miss.
A plus
A
reference.
+8 is it +8? That
Howard?
seems a lot. Yes.
I'd like to take my reaction.
Oh, okay, cool. Do that.
He's attacking Keo still.
He is
It's a 17. It's still a miss.
so close. All right. Yeah, that is so close. All right, so yeah, no, +8 to hit, so that is a 18 kilos.
That hits.
Do double check. The 13 did miss, right?
13 does miss. My AC is 16.
Okay, cool. Then his claw does, is it D8? Oof. D8 +5, and then he's gonna bite you, in theory. You take 10 from one of his massive claw-like hand things. They do look like hands, big old thick chitinous hands with long talon-like fingertips. They're gross. And then he's going to try and bite you. And his bite has a +8 also, and does 2d8 +5. And I'm gonna guess that hits. So
Barely, just barely. It's just
I'm sorry.
like the teeth just go like around my head.
Well, he has the double sets of teeth, which is that's probably why it's so nasty. Which actually rolled fairly low. So you take 11 for as all these pinchers go like the big ones like come in, and then the smaller ones come in as a second attack for that other D6. And it's all slashing. I don't think that you differentiate slashing from other types of damage.
Nope, that all hurt.
All right. Oh, I've been forgetting to do this. Oh well.
Yeah,
I will do this next turn. Ah, dang it. Does somebody know what I'm talking about?
I do.
I just now looked at my stat block and realized there are other things I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
Umber
my
Hulk
bad.
is really like this.
It's challenge rating 5 according to Kobold Flight Club. You know, they fly sometimes. Fight Club. It's a great website if y'all haven't used it. It's fun.
Okay.
It says challenge rating 5, and y'all took down the Boulet, which was challenge rating 5, and y'all are a level higher. It seemed fine until y'all.
The
We were
Boulet nearly
very
killed
lucky.
us.
Yeah, but you're a level higher. I didn't know that you would split the party. That was the fun part.
Here we
All
go.
right, so
That was a gift for him.
Let's try my whip again.
whip me.
That's a miss.
The dice just is not loving you, man. I am sorry.
I
gone.
mean, it is what it is. What can I say? Like,
Oh, that was Tinker that left because you were talking, and then my thing flipped to Tinker. I guess because there was a noise. I thought you rolled, got mad, and walked off.
I just got up for a second. Sorry.
No, that's all good. All right. Yep. Sorry. Is there anything else you want to do bonus action wise?
no, I'm good.
Okay. Then after you is the autognomes. Their last action was to continue to flank Kihos. They will continue to flank Kihos and annoy the creature. Tinker.
Lance again.
If they're flanking with Kihos there, does that mean that he gets advantage?
It does. I don't remember if he rolled it or not. I don't think he did.
I didn't roll.
But he rolled a 24 to hit, so.
Okay.
I do not hit.
But if I'm going to be faulted for forgetting to look at my stat block and use all my powers, I don't have to remind you to use your advantage.
No, that's fair, but that's why I'm thinking of it.
All right. So yeah, that does miss. Sorry. And Tinker, do you have anything else you could do before I go back to Dell?
No.
All right, Dell, this last zombie is in front of you. It's viciously waving its spider arms at people. What's left of its spider arms. That will hit with a 16. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 12. That doesn't add. I added 4 because it says +4. In my head, I added 4. No, 12. I think you need a 12.
I think you said last time that the 12 hit.
Yeah, 12 does hit. That's his class. So All right. Takes 5 more slashing, which means he now needs to roll a con save or die.
Oh no, how
He
awful.
comes back at 1 hit point. It looks, you cut him, and like an arm goes loose and is just hanging limp, like there aren't enough tendons to lift it up.
Ugh.
And then he kind of lurches back up, and that arm doesn't, but the rest of him is still fighting. And we will move on to the undead, unless Dell has something else he can do.
No, I'll leave it at that.
All right. It's going to swipe at Dell for doing damage to it. Dell, it takes its arm and it swings its arm and it clubs you with it as it's hanging limply. And you will take a d4 of spiky, annoying, piercing damage from its weird, bristly stuff. So take 2, and then it will use its other arm, which still works normally, and miss.
Yay.
But it clubs you with the hanging one. That's what makes it funny. All right, Eudora, he's out of action, so you can do whatever you'd like to this Neogi. He has a hit point. You could literally slap him to death if he doesn't make that con check again.
Three Stooges style.
Just poke him in the eye.
Come on,
And
take
then
him
you get
out.
Neogi eye
Surprise.
juice on you. And I think I would rather have it be alive than have Neogi eye juice on me, to be honest. Sarah,
I'm sorry.
do
It's
a
your
thing.
turn.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Hang on. What did I just do? Did I just roll something?
Hey, Kehoe shrunk. Oh,
No,
I
he's
wasn't sure
playing
if you
near
had changed
far.
your settings. You were all like tiny in your own corner. I was like, what happened?
He's Grover. He's playing near far.
Ah, I remember
17.
that. All right, that'll hit. Actually, it doesn't matter how much damage you do. I just need to make my check. Actually, it does matter how much damage you do is how hard my check is. So you roll. 17 was your damage, or 17 is to hit?
No. My
Damage.
Damage.
to
Oh, well,
roll
then I
one
probably
hit,
won't
was
make
over
this.
20. I was like, that hit. I know that hits.
Let me double check how the zombie thingy works.
At least I assume that if it's over 20, it hits.
Yeah.
It was a 22 to hit.
Yeah. DC of 5 plus damage taken. No, he does not. So
He
he
does not.
did. He did not make that roll.
You chopped it all up.
All right.
Oh, wait. Are you saying that? Oh, you're saying he didn't make his roll?
He did not. It's DC of 5
Okay.
plus the damage he took.
Oh, okay.
So he did not
Gotcha.
make that roll. He's dead. You still have your movement if you'd like to start closing on where you heard your friends yelling.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Unfortunately, Dell, it's no longer your turn. You cannot do likewise because that's what the rules
That's
say.
okay. My next round will be curing myself because I'm a very hurting unit.
All right.
I'm going to say I'm in like a berserker buddy rage, running down the hallway with my two-handed with my sword.
Nice.
I want to
All
see a Harangon barbarian now.
Yeah, right.
Kind of do.
screaming as she hops along with her sword.
All right. I had been running the two together. Trying to say, I think I'll just go ahead and I will go to Kihos, but when I get down to 9, I'll add Eudora in with her movement because she's already taken her action. As we go back to the top of the round, Dale will be able to start. So Kihos.
I want this bugger to die, and I will attack with advantage this time.
All right.
25 to hit.
Definitely a hit.
And we're going to save a spell slot. So that's 10 slashing damage.
Total of 10. All right. I will mark it off.
Oh, wait, no. I don't have a lot of health. I'm going to use that smite.
Oh, at the beginning of your turn, by
yeah.
the way, before you do that,
Sure.
you are right up next to it, and you are capable of seeing its eyes. I said that before. Therefore, you must make a DC 15 charisma saving throw.
All right.
Total of 13. Now, as you did not make it, as you stare into this monster's eyes, please roll a D8. All right. You are unable to swing your weapon at it. You had your weapon ready. It looked like you were going to connect, but instead, you will use your movement to move in a random direction, and I will get a attack of opportunity against you. So go ahead. Basically, roll for me a D4. I'll be left or right or forward or away. All right. So you go, I said left, right, forward, away. So you went with a 1, that's left. You move to the left, but as much of your full movement would allow. Maneuvering not in such a way as to harm anyone. So you don't like knock over an autonome or anything. As you are freaked out, your mind is just not operating. It's like your synapses are not firing. And as that occurs, you get an attack of opportunity from the monster, because that's what the rules say. And I get to do stuff to you. Ha ha. It is only one big claw. You can't use all his attacks. And he misses. But you are no longer next to that. And that is your turn. Sorry. That is Kihos. Now the Umber Hulk goes. You moved away. The autonomes are engaged or doing nothing. It could follow you as you did the most damage, or it could turn and attack the sword guy. There's also the flying girl. You know what? I'm going to go with Kihos. You're 1. Beetlejuice is 2. Tinker is 3. Autonomes are 4. And I'm just going to roll. I think that's the fairest because everybody here looks just delicious. F those autonomes. How dare they be happily slapping my thigh meat? I'm going to claw one, claw the other, and then bite whoever a claw works on. That sounds good. All right. So the first claw.
Am I within 5 feet of the autonomes?
Not armored. So,
am I within 5 feet of the autonomes?
Yeah.
Okay, I get an attack of opportunity.
Because they were flanking Kihos, so sure.
Yeah, okay. Here's my attack of opportunity. Nope.
God dang, this dice does not like you.
Oh.
I mean, just out of sheer luck, you should have gotten a few hits in by now. All right, so it definitely hits the autonome with an 18. We will do the other claw attack on the other autonome. That's a miss. So I could be nice and just say it doesn't get its attack again, because that's what I've been doing before. So I'll be nice. But it still gets D8 plus 5 on the first autonome, and that will be the female. Plus 5. She takes 7. Yes, 7. All right. That is its turn. Beetlejuice.
Excellent. I am going to... Well, it hasn't moved towards me, so I can hit it with my whip. Let's hope this time... This is the time. I feel it. I feel it. I need a 13 or more. This is it, everybody. Oh! Ha! I finally got him!
Yay!
Woo! All right. So I do whip damage, which is 5. And then, on top of that, I do Hunter's Mark, which is 6.
Nice.
Slashing
All
damage.
right, so that's 2, 5, and 6 total is 13.
Yep.
Okay.
Whew.
This guy is just a giant bag of hit points sometimes. All right.
Oh,
here
yeah,
we
he
go.
is. Oh, definitely. So, before we move on from me, we have a commenter in the comments who want to know everybody's, class and type. Beetlejuice is a ranger hunter.
Dell is a Circle of Stars druid.
Quijos.
Eos is an Oath of Glory paladin.
Eudora.
I am an Eldritch Knight fighter.
Hey, you Tink.
Artificer Battlesmith.
Battlesmith.
I am 2 mostly broken autognomes, as well as an Umber Hulk. Anything else that happens, I'm that too. All right. And thanks for watching. All right, so that was Beetlejuice. So the autognomes also go on the same initiative, except that they are not as cool as you, so they go after you. And they were told to flank Quijos. Nothing has not changed. They're going to walk away from the Umber Hulk. Let me double check. He got his reaction back after his turn, so he can take a swipe at one of the autognomes. He'll go for the one he already hit, because why not? With a +8 still hits. Sucks to be her. +5 is 11. And on top of the 7 she already took is 18. She is still standing. She looks so much more hurt than normal. There's like gears falling out. There's sparks happening. She is not a healthy autognome. Not that she ever really was. And their turn basically is to flank a discombobulated Quijos. Eudora, you do not have an action because you already used it, but is now your turn in this part of the combat. You can use your movement and bonus action as those are not used.
Right. Let's see.
I will allow
Yes,
you,
honestly,
unless you already
I'm
have
just-
a plan. Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
I'm just wanting to basically set myself up in a position where I can attack next round and be
Okay.
ready to go.
What I'll allow you to do is you can jump the stairs with your normal movement, because literally anybody can do that, with an athletics roll. And then you can, the stairs, by the way, are weird, chitiney, etc., but they are stairs. You can jump that, use the rest of your movement towards where your party was, and then bonus action, long jump forward because of your cool bunny hopping, to close the rest of the distance. But you do need to make one athletics check to make all that happen.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I do have the lucky footwork feat, so that's totally.
Oh, that's
doable,
right.
I
So
think.
is that advantage on your?
No, it just means that well, it means if I fail a dexterity saving throw, I can roll a d4 and add it to the save.
Okay, so that's not for an athletics check. But if you
Yeah,
fail the
I would
athletics
prefer-
check and I decide to make you
Right.
make a dex
It would
save,
be to at least keep
Right.
myself from falling. So
so you're like, oh, I broke my leg on the way to the combat.
yeah. Well, I have the rabbit hop, which is as a bonus action, I can jump a number of feet equal to 5 times my proficiency bonus without provoking opportunity attacks. But yeah, let me roll that athletics check.
Cool. 20, dirty 20. All right. Yeah, no problem. You are covering that ground, and then you bunny hop your way over there. You arrive You'll be arriving next to where Beetlejuice initially was. I think he's moved up and then over since then. So he could flank and help out Quijos.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually arrive where Beetlejuice pretty much essentially was at the start of the combat, directly behind the monster. And you are set up for your attack next round.
Every time you say bunny hop, I hear that song in my head, you know? Da, 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 da.
Nice. And you're welcome for that. All right. After Eudora is Tinker, and then we are going to start over with Dell.
I am
Alright.
useless.
Sorry, Tink.
He is not a combat monkey.
Nope. All right. So the negative energy, it's the lance, right? Yeah. Will again just kind of dissipate off of its shell, not apparently doing anything. Although if his shell is aging, it ages well. All right. Moving on, unless you have a bonus action or anything else.
Nope.
Dell, you are still up in the Night Spider?
Yes, and I'm casting a level 2 Cure Wounds on myself because as I said before, I'm a very hurting unit.
All right, go ahead and roll your heals.
That's 2d8 that I...
Plus your spellcasting ability, correct?
Plus 2, yeah.
12.
So 12 back. All right.
All right, you still have movement and a bonus action.
Okay, so from there, I'm going to move to where I can, I'll start heading down toward where the rest of the action is. Okay.
You don't have any bonus actions for increasing your movement, but if you'd like to get halfway there with an athletics check by skipping the stairs, that's up to you.
No, I think I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way and actually, run down the ramp.
All right. Okay. You cover a portion of the distance there, but you go around using the stairs. Therefore, you are not quite halfway there. You still have about 45 feet between you and the monster.
But I can see it.
You see your friends are fighting something inside that room, but because they're inside a room that through a tear that was made by the proboscis, you really don't see well down and into the room because there's an angle down and then a flat surface, and the monster is too far in. But you're aware that they're fighting. There's fighting going on in there. You can hear it. You hear Tink cursing.
Okay.
And that is the end of Dell's turn, which we go down to Quijos.
All right. Do I repeat the save at the beginning of my turn?
You are no longer looking into the creature's eyes.
Oh, okay. So I will.
You wandered off in the wrong direction. You would not have maintained eye contact. I don't see any reason to rule that you did.
Okay, cool. Then I will take in my surroundings. I've been kind of narrowly focused on this one thing. I don't see any other threats around outside. I'm not putting an action into this. I'm just kind of putting it together. What I really need to do is heal myself. So I'm going to use Lay on Hands for... How many do I have now?
You look at the Umber Hulk and say, when I think about you, I touch myself.
Yeah, exactly. So touch myself, slap myself across the face for 19 points of healing. And wake up. And but then I am going to use my movement to get back into melee combat with it. So I am, after healing, I'm going to make eye contact and be in melee combat with the Umber Hulk again.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna move back up to it.
Yep.
Okay, but you didn't start your turn looking at it. So that's what really matters. It is now its turn, and you have moved back into range. And They have not been able to follow you, so they were flanking where you were. They are turning, and they'll be following you, but it's not the Autonome's turn yet. So that puts you as the main target. Oh, actually, also, I think Beetlejuice. Oh, but you have a ranged weapon, right? You're like 10 feet away.
I'm 10 feet away. I have a reach weapon.
Does he have reach? If he has reach, I'd say you're still in range, but I have to double check. Reach 5 feet. Yep, he does have reach on his attacks, including his bite, which I didn't realize.
No, he needs reach 10 feet.
Oh, is your reach additional 10 feet or additional 5?
A monster will say how far each attack goes in feet, so his reach is 10 feet. My weapon has reach, which makes it 10 feet. So if he has the reach on a monster's readout is just how far the attack goes. So if he has reach 5 feet, it's only a
okay. So you're saying he doesn't have the power of reach adding an additional 5 feet.
Yes.
He has a total reach of 5 feet. Oh, all right.
Exactly.
Assuming you aren't lying to save your own ass.
You can look that up if you want.
I mean, it's not hard. Just the next monster in the book has a reach of 5 feet with its hooves and with its horns because it's a unicorn. So I'm going to say that they don't have a reach. So then, yes, I agree. You're right. I actually didn't think you were making stuff up to save your own butt, but no, it was just 1 page away. It wasn't hard to scroll. All right. So he doesn't have reach, which means it all goes to Quijos. Is what Beetlejuice has decided is that Quijos dies. It's all somehow Beetlejuice's fault.
But I get an attack of opportunity because he's not attacking me.
You do.
Oh.
So I'm going to claw bite on Quijos, but first
I miss.
15 misses, or it clanks off me. And now, Quijos, I beat you up with
You can try.
20. Plus 8 is 25.
Yeah.
Maybe just a little. The other claw, 24.
Nope.
No.
Yep.
Oh,
Yes.
I was like, what? What happened? And then a natural 1 on the bite. He's like so excited that he got both his claws into you. He's gonna like nick himself and just like, oh, no damage. Just he looks stupid. As he would anyway. But that is 2d8s plus 5 each. I can just roll them both together and add 10. So 21 from your 2 attacks. Wait, I should say 16. Does the 16 drop you?
16. No, not. I'm still up.
Or okay. It'd actually be 7 and 5, and then 4 and 5. So, but if that wouldn't drop you, then neither would 12 and then 9. So yeah, total of 21.
It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah, it matters if one drops you, because then the other one is taking away your death saves, and that would suck a lot.
Yeah.
Your arm's off. No, it's not.
Only
Alright.
part of it.
I actually
What are
had
you
this
gonna
one
do,
happen to me
lean on
once.
it?
I played a halfling barbarian once, and I stood up to an elf who attacked us in the middle of the night while I was on guard. I didn't realize that when he pointed a arrow at me, that there were 10 other elven archers hidden in the bushes, because I'm not that perceptive. But I did rage and try to attack the guy, and they all had their prepped action to launch all the arrows into me. The dungeon master made the mistake I almost made of lumping it all together as one hit. And I went, well, then I half that, and I am unconscious but not dead. But if he had not lumped it together as one hit, I would have the incoming attacks separately and would have totally been dead. But all right, so you take your 21. You are fine, not fine, but you're not dead. You're still up. You are quite the manly man, and that is all that Hulk can do this round.
Gitly git. Thank you.
Beetlejuice.
Aha! It is time for me to make my regular whip attack. And I feel it in my bones. This one's going to miss. This one's going to... No, I did it!
Yay!
Very well.
Totally hit me. Do some more damage. All right, any bonuses? There it is.
There it is. Not that much damage.
Oh, total of 8, right?
Yep.
All right. So I'll knock that off. That is 67 y'all have done so far. But who's counting? Oh, wait, me. I'm counting. It's my
I hope
job.
you're counting.
All right. The auto gnomes go and stand next to Kihos on either side of him and begin to slap at the creature, but I'm not going to roll for them because their goal is to give you advantage as they uselessly clink their hands at it and annoy it. And then after the auto gnomes, it is Eudora and then Tinker. Eudora, you are lined up behind this creature, which has been struck, smited, and whipped. It is, I think you've cut all the descriptions earlier, and I think you probably even know what an Umber Hulk is out of character, so it's that.
Oh, that probably doesn't hit.
No, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So do you have any bonus actions or additional movement you'd like to take? Around crazy, bounce about.
Yeah, I after my swing, I'm just gonna do my typical little bunny hop back.
Okay.
Whatever.
And yeah, you can do that every round. You can use your movement up and then use the bunny hop to get away after your swing. So totally.
Right. Yeah.
Do that.
That's pretty much the thing, the plan.
Tinker. All right. She heard me.
I think I hit.
Hey, that's a solid hit.
Nice.
Add your dexterity bonus to the damage. Yeah, but not the provision, just the dex bonus to your damage.
+3.
4 + 3. All right. So he takes 7.
Yes. Finally.
Yay. How do you want to do this? No, I'm just kidding. That was me just being mean. All right. You see that this time it actually catches like in the neck area that is not as thickly armored. The black energy kind of seeps in, and just for a moment you see like the area, like a black energy like spread through the area before it returns to its weird like orangey brown color, cockroachy color, which is orangey brown, I've decided. And things to do around unless Tinker has a bonus action or anything else.
No.
All right, Dell, you are now the fastest in the group.
Okay, so I'm going to move forward 30 so that I can get a clear view of...
that puts you within 15 feet of the monster. You are in clear view of it.
Then bonus action, starry form, into my archer form, which gets me a free attack with my with the radiant arrow.
Nice.
Against it.
That'll hit.
Excellent. Does 6 radiant.
Okay, I'll mark that off.
Then, for my action, I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt.
And I make a spell save. All right.
No, I make a ranged spell attack, actually.
Oh, at the bottom it says spell save, so I thought I had to. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I know,
Right,
I know.
I think they all do
called up
that
the
now,
spell
right?
Description.
Yeah, they all do that for some reason. All right, well, that'll hit.
Dirty 20 to hit. And that for an additional 10 radiant.
Nice. You rolled kind of low on that, unfortunately, damage-wise, but all your stuff hit. That's great. Wait a minute. Let me double check. What was our magic number here?
42.
It's still up. It is just this burst of radiant energy strike the creature, and like a portion of its torso is just burned away, and the stink is really bad. And I will give it to you as all these light is going off, and y'all can have a great view of the creature. Its movements are jerky and not fluid as a living creature should be.
Okay.
But it is no longer Dell's turn.
It's an auto Hulk.
Move on to Kihos.
Undead here, you don't
Kios.
stay.
You're starting your turn directly in front of the creature. She moved back up to fight it.
Yes, I am.
Please make a charisma save at 15. Or is it 15 or?
My goodness.
Yeah, it's 15.
Yep, DC 15.
Oh, but I got a 12. And 1d8.
D8.
Right?
Yeah. All right, that is a 4. It says on a 4, the creature does nothing. It's like your synapses aren't firing, but this time you just kind of go limp and stare while you're flanked by 2 helpful bots that slap, gently at the creature, providing you with advantage to stare.
As the creature is glowing from the guiding bolt, that also gives advantage.
That's
It's so pretty.
Perhaps that is what is confusing you.
Burbles, help.
Actually, I feel like Tinker never maneuvered around it. She's also facing the creature, and I think I've been forgetting about that. Therefore, Tinker probably at the start of next round should make the save, or her next turn should also make that save. I don't think anybody else. Oh, and the auto gnomes.
they're
Forgetting
confused
about
enough.
everybody. Because it doesn't. It's not an action on his part. It's just you have to be within range.
Yeah, it's a passive effect.
Yeah,
But the auto gnomes are confused enough, I think.
yeah. I really all it does is take away his advantage. They're pretty useless.
Aw. They are not.
She's like, they're adorable. I don't trust them. They're adorable.
C3PO is better in a fight.
Ouch!
That's some harsh commenting there, sir. All right. The
Uncalled
He's not wrong
for.
though. He's not wrong though. C3PO pulled through sometimes.
did he?
Once in a while, he was in the right place at the right time.
Maybe in the extended stuff and the comics and the other canon stories, I don't remember him ever like pulling the gun or anything. He like once closed the door, I think.
But he talks his way out of
He
fight.
was
Oh,
for other stuff, you know?
C3PO fired a gun. He was shooting at Jedi.
Oh, that's right. His body was.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. He fought the
All right.
Clone Wars.
That's,
He
I think,
started the Clone Wars.
C3PO
I feel
was
like
that
that's-
Jedi in the Clone Wars.
I've
What you're
really started
doing is the
something on this
opposite
one.
of helping. All right, so the Umber Hulk is going to attack. I think his biggest targets right now, Kihos, and I'm going to say Starwind's at a distance, right?
Yep. I'm
And
15 feet away.
Beetlejuice is at a distance. So it's going to be between Kihos and the light slapping bots. I'm going to say 50-50 on you guys. Kihos, you're odd. How's that? I have rolled a...
All my life.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
That's weird. Why did it say Romish rolled? Oh, I see the whip from Romish.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
see
You're
my
going to
roll.
attack. That's my attack of opportunity, so just forget about that. You rolled a 4.
Oh, it did come up. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. It came up right when I rolled, and I thought I had done that. I was like, I didn't click your character. I didn't have your character. Okay. All right. Lose a turn for confusing the DM. No,
Disadvantage on you, disadvantage on you. Familiar.
and you'll get a rock, and you'll get a rock.
Dishonor in your house and your horse.
All right. But hey, I critically decided to hit those bots, but you got an 8, which is a miss on me.
Yep.
So I'm going to hit the bots. A claw on one and a claw bite on the other. We'll say claw on the first. We'll claw bite the girl. We'll see if we can off one of these things. That's +8. That's a hit. Let's try the bite. That's also a +8, which is also a hit because neither of them are really armored. It's a D8 and a 2D8. So let's do the D8 +5. Oh, 6 points. And then the 2D8, I think it's also +5. Mandibles, 2D8, 2 hits, reach from 2D8 +5. Yeah. Okay. And I think that is it for her. The first one actually did not bring her down, so she's not in death saves, but she is on the floor. Actually, she's kind of hanging off of one of his mandibles for a moment, and then she slides off and hits the ground as his other claw comes down on her umbilical cord attached companion. I don't know if y'all remember, they were attached by a cable.
Oh, I know.
To each other.
I do remember.
And that's a D20 plus 8 to hit. 19 hits him, and he takes plus D8 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 12, but he was previously unhit. Okay, and that happened. Moving on down the list. After them is Beetlejuice.
Excellent.
Well, after the Umber Hulk, not them.
Yes. Okay. Here we go. Rolling to hit. And that's a miss.
No, by one.
I always buy one. Love rolling them 12s.
Wait, is that the first attack since the guiding bolts?
Oh, it is. You have advantage.
So you get it.
Oh, I have advantage?
Yeah, because
for,
Kios never actually attacked him.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'll hit
Kios
then.
was mesmerized by
There
its
we
face.
go.
Yeah, it happened.
Good call, Kios.
And my hunter's mark. That is 12 damage. That's a good amount of damage. Loving it.
All right. 5 plus 12, he needs to beat a 17.
Oh, he's undead too.
He is now. Otherwise, if he beats it, he gets to come back up.
Yep.
He beat it. He gets to add his con. I'm pretty sure his con exists. It's a +3. So he is still, you hit him and you tear into him with your whip. And for a moment he slumps and it looks like he's just going to come apart. And then he just stands back up. His head now hangs really far to the left. It doesn't look right. Literally, because it hangs to the left. And he is still up. And I believe it's who's that? Autonomes? Autonomes. They are flanking Kios. Kios still standing still. They were supposed to aid him. He didn't do anything. I'm just going to give them their attack since he didn't do anything. So that is two attacks. Watch them both get nat 20s. It'd be amazing. The first one did nothing. Oh, the other one's dead. Never mind. They're dying. The other one will instead lose a death save. And that's all that happens to those guys. We're moving on to Eudora then Tinker.
Pretty.
I have a hit point. You can do it. Seal the deal. Bring it down.
I know. You know, I love those death blows. I'm all about that.
18 hits or +2 even also hits. 20 hits.
I
Give him
hope
20
a
hits.
20 hits. Yeah. 10 points.
Okay. So
Stuff at us that 20s can't hit. I'm worried.
all right. I DC 15 and I get to roll a D20 +3. 15. He slumps again and then stands up and his head is just like freewheeling at this point. But he is not down. Do you have a bonus action or anything else you can do? Oh no, you run in, hit, and hop back, right?
Yeah, my bonus
Right.
action is hopping out of the way.
Tinker, can you do a point of damage? Take him down before he gets another action. Don't be mad at me. I love you out of character. The dice hate you, not me.
You would never, right?
Honestly, no. I never try to kill anybody's character.
I know you don't. I know you don't.
But unfortunately, the lance just does not pierce that dang chitinous shell, which is now like he's moving like leaning and kind of wobbling, which makes it harder to target, I guess, as you're bouncing off the shell. And we go to the top of the round. Next round is Del Starwind.
All
You do a
right.
point
Well,
of damage.
I'm going to start with my Radiant Arrow from my Start Reform.
All right, that'll hit. How much damage do you do? Because that affects my roll. Total of 4?
4 damage.
No add to that? All right, so I need to beat a +5 is 9 with my con save of +3. +3, I am okay. He dips forward a moment, is still standing.
Guiding Bolt.
All right, 18 hits. So I need a 19. All right. You may describe it, sir. There was a chance, man. If I got a natural,
So first the Radiant Arrow darts into him. He does his little twitchy thing. Then the Guiding Bolt, which is just like this bigger mega blast of radiant energy, flows in, it burns into him, and he starts to do his twitch, and it just kind of slowly incinerates him from the inside, and he collapses, just like the empty chitin collapses down.
And the
Very nice.
smell of the undead cooking cockroach, the size of like any 2 or 3 of you put together, is just filling the room. And you're like, oh, we were going to clean this ship out. Now we're going to have to deep scrub this room.
Right.
All of the mending and
It will never stop stinking of Umber Hulk. That's just going to be the smell from now on.
it's in the
Like an
upholstery
airport.
now.
Yeah.
We are dropping out of combat rounds, and I will immediately make a death save. All right. What are y'all up to now?
I go and stabilize the autognome.
All right.
I want to look at Life Jammer, buddy.
What do I need to do to stabilize the autognome?
Technically, it's a medicine check because they have humanoid bodies. There's no
Okay.
special rule in that you need mechanical skills.
I don't know if that succeeds or not.
I think I know we just went over this last game too, but it's been a while. It's the healer kit has the rules on it.
Oh, do I need a healer kit to do this?
You don't, but it changes the difficulty, I think. It has 10 uses. Oh, that's what it is. You don't have to make a check with a healer kit. You do have to make a check without one. So it is a difficulty. I'm going to say an autognome has a really weird medicine check because they're so not normal humanoids. So I'm going to put the difficulty at 15.
Okay, well, then I
Um,
fail. Somebody should
Yep.
heal them.
All right.
Yeah, you get there and
Tinker
there's
would be the best.
they're sparking. There's oil leaking out of them, but you also see
You
stuff
are the
that looks
best.
humanoid
Cure
too.
light wounds now, please.
I will look out. They were really helping me out, so I will use my last. I saved 1 point of healing from lay on hands, so I can give it 1 hit point.
All right.
Howard, we gotta go.
Yeah, it is pretty late. We are 15 minutes over the time. Just so y'all know, I will compile all the information I gave you over the course of the next week. Y'all can decide what you want to do to rebuild this ship. Then we will have role play with the fellow that you saved starting next game. Thank you very much for playing. Thank you anyone who watched. Back to Corey as the host of the channel if you have anything to add.
Yeah. You kind of covered it all from Howard, Spike, Keith, Brenna, Sarah. My name's Corey. Go roll some dice.
Have a good night.